Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Chillmonger.
Bust down, Pantheonas. Happy
Bust down,
Thursday.
bust down. Well, hello and all. We're going to do John Cena. We're going to touch on Wolverine and that new trademark. How about Brandon Sklenar and the Batman rumored casting? There's some more tea leaves to read. How about a little bit about the Black Panther? You know, I got all these notifications right now. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but because you put it on like the vertical stream on Back of the Bus, and then
I like it. We've been doing that on Sunday. You like that, huh? Yeah.
But I
only did it on ours. Yours doesn't have the vertical.
No, I didn't.
Only put it on ours though. I don't think I put it on yours.
No, I don't want it on vertical. I mean, you let me know how it works out for you. I'm not dissing it because it could be the greatest thing that can happen to channels.
You can see it. It's right over here on the left. Look to the left. It's just us stacked up, going up. Yeah, we all right.
Yeah, but
it's all good. Just we're gonna get more Pantheoners in here.
I hope that's what that means, and you can tell me if that works for the better or not. Hello, Mike from Rogue Comics.
Hello, guys.
Is Rogue Comics your YouTube channel only, or is there like more to it?
It also happens to be my store.
What?
I have a store. It's an actual comic book store where I sell comic books. You don't have to download them. No electricity required unless you're reading them. Then you need like light and stuff. But other than that,
well, where in the world is this store?
It's in Connecticut, one of the states that will be participating in our 52 state Patriot games coming up soon.
52?
Yes, we're gonna give a tribute. I don't know. I've never seen the movies, so whatever. But yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a hoot. It's gonna be a hoot. Everybody's gonna send their firstborn. They're gonna play dodgeball to the death. It's gonna
Black
be
Panther
awesome.
or John Cena. You choose, Mike.
Well, I really, 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 really wish they would stop sending T'Challa into outer space. So we'll go with John Cena.
John Cena. He has made peace. The peacemaker in his final match was in that sleeper hold. And what did he do in that sleeper hold?
He tapped out.
Gunther wins. He goes out. A guy who the crowd was chanting, "Don't give up." That was like a really emotional match. You know, we executed it. Maybe I didn't like the run entirely, but he is no longer an active wrestler. Him, Bret Hart, Steve Austin, Ric Flair, same status. Former pro wrestlers. I like the finish.
Yeah.
You like the finish?
I understand the idea of I understand the idea of doing the job, right? Like he's out, he's gonna be out, so let somebody else take the reins. It was the way it happened that I didn't appreciate. I didn't.
What was he supposed to do?
I didn't like it.
By pinfall?
Yeah.
No.
Or I mean, if you really want to protect the legacy, he could have beat him due to interference. You could have had fucking Black Scorpion, aka Austin Theory, come out and do a stomp. I don't know, but I didn't.
You're not really give. Then you don't understand.
Fall asleep gently in Gunther's arms. I didn't want to see him fall asleep gently in Gunther's arms and smile as he went quietly into the night. That's not how I went. First of all, John Cena is not my favorite wrestler, so like this is not heartbreaking to me. I'm kind of viewing it objectively. I just know if the last time I ever saw the Great One, the People's Champ, ever in competition there in the ring, he tapped. Oh no, I gotta burn down something. Something has to be burned. Like we have to riot in the streets, all of us collectively.
On the screen here, we got John.
So I understand why people are upset.
We got John Cena's Instagram. One of his latest photos was one of Obi-Wan Kenobi as he accepts fate and becomes one with the Force. There's the sacrifice. Even the Star Wars account messaged him and says, "I see the vision." I didn't see that until right now. That's kind of cool. That's what he was going for when he smiled and tapped out. It's something that worked in a movie. It worked in the wrestling ring too.
I don't. You think the crowd chanting AEW during the show that's a success? Like they wanted that? They planned for that?
When did they chant AEW?
At the end of Saturday Night Main Event. FU Triple H. They was chanting AEW. Like until Cena he started to give his final bow and taking off his Skechers or whatever, it was pretty nasty in there. It wasn't very hospitable.
So it was the post show, and it was outside the arena when that happened. But this is an example of.
I'm talking about. Go ahead, finish what you're about to say.
Oh, you heard it in the arena? All right, I didn't hear it in the arena. I heard it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm talking about like in the immediate aftermath of the one or the tap out. It was, you could hear. I watched it live, so I heard it before they actually jumped on it and start taking the stuff out. But it was FU Triple H, and we got killed when he came out to hug Cena.
He got
destroyed, and there was AEW chance as well.
But this is an example of everyone being wrong or being emotional or directing their anger towards Triple H who booked it. I'm sure Cena had no problems with losing the match.
Well, dude, think of it this way. His entire history is never give up. And he gave up.
He also turned heel. So what about the Make-A-Wish kids back during March when he turned heel? Like he puts the business above all of the messaging. He puts the business.
I feel the same way about this. I feel the same way about this as I felt about Taker losing to Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's like, okay, you got to go out, you got to lose, but like you got to lose at Mania. No, man, look, the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania should have been something for other wrestlers to chase. It should have been something for them to aspire to, something to try and leap over. Well, if Lesnar scratched him out in his final match, it have that same impact. Like if that record stands unblemished, it could be so you could build somebody's entire career around that. The WrestleMania chase. But it didn't go that way. I don't think he particularly liked it because he's not that much of a company man that he won't give his honest opinion. And if you hear Taker talk about that match in particular about with Brock Lesnar, I don't think he was necessarily on board with that direction. But Cena's a different guy. He's a different cat, right? He's much more political. So, but I just didn't want him to tap. That's all.
Do you think what Cena said was true about how he wanted to do like a couple hundred shows or something like that, and they said, "Nah, we got you for like 40, and that's it." Like he gave some, like it was a triple digit number. He said that he was willing to do, and they said, "No, we're only going to do like whatever, like 40 or 50 or whatever it was that they did." So we could have had a lot more of him during this whole year, but they only gave us double digits instead of triple.
Well, they opted to go for the less amounts. Well, but I think people were just mixing that in with the appearances, right? Like the getting put through the table by Cody or putting Cody through an announcing table or through the signing table. It was like those were the appearances, but like we wanted to see you fight a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm not the Cena guy, but I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of, all right, The Rock is doing a retirement tour. How would you want to see it crafted? And there was too much start and stop for me to want that type of script for The Rock. There's too much indecision about where they were going to go. The heel run was kind of thrown a curveball with Travis and The Rock not coming back. And then, they kind of aborted it. And then I don't know what it turned into after that, to be honest with you.
They could chant whatever, but they still paid for seats. So unless more arenas get empty, I don't see it mattering. That's an amazing point.
That's a fact. Whoever is still packing out these arenas is crazy. These tickets are unholy.
Yeah, I'm about done with. I'm not going to spend money on a WWE ticket. AEW, if they come to town, sure. Liv pulled a Cena heel turn on Cena. Yes, she did. What's up, Marcus? That was Saturday night's main event's post show when Triple H came out to interview. That's what I heard too, John C. But
there was. I'm saying there was like 10 minutes after the match where people were just, they were coming out, they were going around the ring or whatever, a little kumbaya moment. They until Cena got into the middle of that ring and start doing his farewell stuff, it was booze. It was booze. And there were AEW, maybe it wasn't like the crowd where the cameras are right there and then they're sitting right behind Triple H. I'm not saying it was demonstrative. I'm saying when you're watching it live, before they can go back and take stuff out or edit it or blurp it out or whatever, you could hear it. It was audible. But I mean, whatever, right? You saying if they're willing to pay, I guess.
I don't think Undertaker should have lost at Mania, and he stayed in too long. That's you being a fan, and you guys are wrong. Like, he had something to give. And someone can still chase to 21 wins, even though he lost the 22nd match against Brock, which I think Brock was the wrong guy.
Does it feel the same if it was unblemished, though?
No, I think we still get something out of it. And you always have to give to who's left. So, like, who's still there? All right, boom. I'm definitely, because I'm on my way out, losing, so that you, Gunther, can say, not only did you beat me, 1, 2, 3, you beat me. No. The submission made me tap out. That move is even more like S rank now. That sleeper S rank. The S rank sleeper. You like that, eh? 5-star frog splash? The S sleeper.
Do you think, man? Do you think that Undertaker, that was a botch? A la, what's the chick's name? The blonde chick that just on NXT.
Like he just couldn't get up.
Yeah, yeah.
He couldn't get up. I mean, it didn't sound like it when he talks about it. Like the interview I saw, it was like he didn't want to do it from the jump. Like that wasn't his idea of how he went out. But it could have been that maybe they was like, all right, well, cool. Last minute we'll change it, and then he just couldn't get up from an F5. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was very comfortable for him. And I get it, right? Like we're doing this tour, and wrestling is it's particular. It's different than football and basketball, obviously, but different also in the way that you pay tribute to it. So I understand needing to lose at that point. But do we really need to strip away the thing that the deity of the character? Do we really need to strip away like the mythology away when you leave away? Like, let him remain a legend in that. I don't think it's necessary to strip the guy of that on top of losing. They don't have to strip his persona on top of losing.
What a mark.
Cool. I mean, this is hey, look, that's y'all's guy. Okay.
Well, is Gunther gonna be the new legend killer now?
Oh, he's gonna wrestle AJ Styles and finish him off?
Yeah. Maybe Jericho.
Please, God,
Brock Lesnar next year.
Yeah, he's gonna have a busy year next year.
Do y'all like Gunther that much? Like, do you enjoy that? He's like German JBL to me. And I just I don't get it. I wasn't feeling it when he was doing the thing with Jay. I hate it when he came back and changed his music back to that old stuff. I thought the other thing was a little bit more intimidating. The ballet music really throws me off. It really throws me for a doozy.
Fear not, Darius has the link. He'll be here as soon as he can be able to get here.
For sure.
And last thing,
don't diss JBL.
Last thing to tell you is that James Gunn, someone Cena was close with, wasn't there. And I thought, like, damn, like even Chris Pratt came to watch Batista's final match. There was no Hollywood representation over at they were in DC, right? So they had John Berthal was there. That's the biggest celebrity. Metro Boomin was there. No real like John Cena DC supporters there.
First of all, Metro, where are those new entrances that you're supposed to be working for Jacob Fatu and everybody else? Where are the new entrances?
Tom King was there.
Tom King. Oh, shout out to Tom King.
Tom King was there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thank you for that answer, Mike. I didn't know.
Oh, you were talking about Cena not having anybody from DC. I think it got awkward after he like kissed his wife 100 times during the shoot. And he thought he was cool with it. And then he went home and he really wasn't cool with it. So he probably sent out a memo. It's like, yeah, no, I feel like you kissed my wife too many times during the shoot. Let's not go, office politics.
There is Tom King's post of him attending Cena. Had some floor seats. Yep. James Gunn liked this post. All right, James. I hope you're there.
Orton was in Saudi Arabia, right?
I was gonna say I agree with that. Orton. I mean, he couldn't send a video message. Did they not have video conferencing in Saudi Arabia? I mean,
Well,
could he
they
not
got
do a
scanned.
package or something?
I'm also looking like Liv Morgan was in Saudi Arabia too. So I'm like, so y'all was or what? Like they both was posting in Saudi Arabia at the same place, at the same location at the zoo. And I was like, well, WWE ain't over there. They had Saturday Night Main Event right now. So what y'all? Never mind. I'm gonna just mind my business.
Ooh, Johnny says, I just watched Avatar Fire and Ash. I seriously hate Spider. Hey.
All right, well, no spoilers. Yeah, I ain't seen it yet. Relax.
But all right.
Relax.
I want to hate Spider. I don't want to like Spider. So, all right. In that third movie, I'm probably...
Well, you knew he was always going to turn back. You know, he had to.
Well, we don't know anything. Johnny just says he hates Spider. We don't know what happens. He could be a...
You're right. He could have just did something stupid that got everybody messed up. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was with his wife or something. Kim Orton, right? Basco scenario. Hey.
So it's a group thing. They okay down together. Okay. Got voices in his head.
Is that it for the Wrestle Talk? For the John Cena talk? Congratulations on a great career. You're never gonna watch this, but I love you.
Yeah, man. We'll see you when you come back.
He's not retiring. You think he's coming back for like a?
You think this is the last time we will ever see John Cena in a wrestling ring?
Wrestling? Yes.
Wrestling, yes.
Nah, I don't think so.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, they're gonna have to back up a big ass truck filled with money. I don't think so.
I am at Back of the Bus podcast on YouTube. Jay, appreciate the follow if you go ahead and click that.
You know, that's a good reminder of us to actually promote ourselves, because the three of us today with Mike, also Rogue Comics, we are different channels, and maybe you guys are only watching us from one, but we do. Yeah, mine's is Chillmonger. His is Back of the Bus. Mike is at Rogue Comics. If you want Darius, Planet Fanatics. And whichever one you're watching us from, we thank you. Moving on to the Black Panther. So this week, some comic book news came out, right? And I'm not talking about just any comic book news. You know, I'm not here to talk to you guys about Aubrey Graham doing the OVO Marvel, you know, Venom, the Ghost Rider. You can get the Wolverine Claw OVO hoodie. Darius loves the pullover. He might get that one. We got Ro. You gonna get this one, Mike?
I just saw that, and that's actually that's Jim Lee artwork there.
148 Canadian, so maybe 120 American.
Oh, that's insane.
Damn. Yeah, no.
If it didn't have the OVO shit all over it, I might just purchase it. Like if it didn't have the OVO shit on it, I might get some of this stuff, because this is like, I mean, it's decent Marvel content. I don't know what it has to do with the owl. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I know he's got an album called Iceman, and that's an X-Men character. So where's that? Where's the Iceman? Bobby Drake. Oh, Drake! You get it? Bobby Drake?
Is that the first time you've done that since you heard the album was called Iceman?
Yeah, because I don't care about Drake, so I don't think of him that way.
I feel okay. I respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we did that a minute ago. Yeah.
But he's Canadian. You should care about him. What are you talking about?
I don't. When he was at Elimination Chamber, I didn't go, I'm in the same building as Aubrey. I was like, I
don't even think they showed him. I don't think they pulled him up. They didn't give him the spotlight. It was quite embarrassing.
He actually doesn't.
He asked.
Yeah.
Oh, he asked not to be pulled up.
Well, they asked before they ever do one of those. Like Joe Budden even gets asked, like, hey, you're ringside. Do you want us to, the thing with your name underneath and what you're famous for? And Drake declined. But like that, and I respect that. He is very.
Maybe he just wanted to watch the show. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And he was supposed to be in Australia, right? They canceled the tour during that. It was like March 2nd. But respect to him. Respect to his talents. But yeah. Respect his talents. He's an actor, you know what I mean?
He was supposed to be on tour and he went and did an Elimination Chamber anyway. Instead.
In the same building.
Like that Venom shirt, though. That Venom Hockham shirt is crazy.
And that's the building Kendrick Lamar and SZA were about to sell out in 2 more months. He was probably like looking at like, you can't fill all those seats. Huh? 2 nights here? No way.
Like all the way far right. if it didn't have the shit right there in the middle, like if I could just cover that up, and then obviously October's very own on the damn sleeves, it just doesn't make any sense. But other than that, this is a pretty fire crew net. I like this.
It is. So yeah, I'm not here to talk to you guys about Marvel. I'm talking to you about the Black Panther. I'm here to wait. What's this? Mass Appeal Marvel presents.
Don't get me started with this. I don't. You better just move on to the next topic.
I only want you to start on this. Go.
No.
Big L, De La Soul, DJ Premier, Ghostface, Mobb Deep, Nas, Raekwon, Slick Rick. What am I looking at here? Go, Mike. Narrate.
Yeah, no. Because see, when you do comic books should be able to be bought at a comic book store, not at just comic book conventions or on websites like this.
Oh, this is not available. You can't.
Right. We can't order it. Retailers can't order it.
Mm-hmm. Come on, y'all. Well, I don't think it's necessarily the Woo's.
No, I don't hold it. No, I don't. It's all Marvel. It's all
Marvel. Damn. Why would you even do this? And can't sell it in the stores.
Maybe the exclusivity was the only way to get it out into the online stores or wherever else this is going to be sold.
Man, they're not even marketing this. Like,
I think.
Well, if you listen to Rob Liefeld talk about it, it's because we have inconsistent ordering practices. Because we don't order all of his covers, because we have a problem with books just sitting on the shelves, or ugly books just sitting on the shelves.
Oh, you mean all 28 variant copies?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, at least with Deadpool, Batman, they sold because there wasn't a Rob Liefeld cover amongst any of those. But yeah, you can't get this. I tried.
So has Marvel ever done a hip hop thing, which did go to stores that you like?
Well, they did the hip hop variants.
How long ago was that again?
2015, 2016. And then they did another wave, which I think was like 2017, maybe.
What's the hip hop variants for those who don't know?
They are hip hop covers done with Marvel characters. Like homages.
What are some of the
I think your favorite artist had 2 covers, Drake. I don't know what albums because I don't listen to him, but I know Dr. Dre. I think for the Chronic, I think that was, I want to say Dr. Strange, maybe.
Oh, that's funny, Dr. Dre.
And Biggie Smalls, I think, was Ant-Man, if I remember.
Yo, how have I never seen these? You said 2015.
Nas had Miles. Yeah,
Nas Illmatic with Miles. That's all right.
Fire. I have never seen these before.
A-Force straight out of comics. Yeah,
that's all.
That's 50 cents. That's bulletproof, right?
Hey, check out Kamala Khan with the Lauryn Hill joint.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Track Called Quest, Amazing Spider-Man.
Where?
Track right next to Kamala.
Enter the Squad. Who's the Wu-Tang? Who is that? The Astonishing Ant-Man. Get Ant-Man out of here.
Yeah, I can't
Black
tell.
Panther did all new Saturday. Oh shit!
The Squadron Supreme. Oh, that's the fake Batman knockoff.
Spider-Man on the Tribe cover. Come on, man.
Uh-huh.
Yo, I need these.
Is this Biggie? Who's this?
T'Challa, Black Panther. Go down.
I don't know. That looks like a Kanye West one. The Ant-Man Ready to Shrink. That's that's Drake as a baby, right?
That's Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, the baby picture.
That's Ready to Die.
Ready to Die. What is that? Oh, that's the no, that's not the the blueprint. Blueprint. Yeah, it's Blueprint. Yeah. Blueprint.
So
who do they have down there for Dirty Sprite? Hold on, wait. It was that all new. Is that all new Inhumans? What is that?
Oh, Inhumans.
Oh, Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
All new Inhumans on Future.
That's when they were trying to make the Inhumans a thing.
Yeah, they was trying hard. They put him on a Future cover.
Dr. Dre, the Chronic, Doctor Strange, the Mystic.
Yo, these are so dope. I have never seen any of these.
which we would have took advantage of. But no, we're not here for talking about those. We got to talk about the comic that came out this week. And it was the Black Panther first page. I had a mini heart attack because the first line of the whole comic book says the words, recently, I reclaimed my role as leader of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda.
Yeah.
But I was like, what the hell? You never let go of your role as the Intergalactic Empire.
He sure wasn't holding it down. He wasn't doing shit with it.
So even when Eve Ewing was doing it, this was issue 10 of her last, this is her last comic book. Am I sharing? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, yep.
So it goes, the Intergalactic M'Baku goes, my emperor. So I was like, yeah, he always was the emperor. What are they talking about here? I was confused by it. So mini complaint there, but whatever. He's the emperor. He's also king, as he says later in this comic book. We are over all of that. Just, I don't know if Victor Laval is reading last year's Black Panther. He read Imperial. He sure did because he had to, because he was part of that event in a tie-in. But good. He's the king. Boom. I read the book. I liked the book. And I saw Marcus open his mouth like he was about to say something. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I didn't know Vic Laval was writing his book. I like him. He had a pretty good Sabretooth story that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. Pretty dope during the Krakoa age.
You know what you can't say? Oh, he had a really good Avengers story, or he had a really good Amazing Spider-Man story, or because he's writing the Black
know it's
Panther.
it's not who we want, but I'm just saying in terms of the last 2 writers that they've had, Brian Edward Hill and now Vic Laval, I think those are 2. If you're not going to get Hickman, I wouldn't mind seeing those guys get a swing.
Chi-Town with the low blow. Chill don't know these album covers. I knew some of them, sir. I did not know all of them.
You fair share.
Yo, everyone notices, like, yo, where's the positive comments? Where's the hey,
don't
Joe?
Feel bad for Evans.
Thanks for showing us.
Talking sly BS about T'Challa. I mean, I won't lie. It feels a little ironic that we've spent the last 2 years watching this man big dog every fan that's tried to talk to him in public, and then now when it's time to promote probably either first or second biggest movie he's ever been in, he's been relegated to the background. It's like there is something karmatic about that, you know. There's something that feels like there's balancing in the universe a bit.
But how do we know that that's the case?
No, we don't. That's purely speculation. I have no clue.
Well, no, because do we know? Because you know what I want to see? I want to see Falcon come back, but I want him to keep the shield. I want him to keep
you meant how do we know that he's going to be relegated to the background? Because Steve's in it. Because Steve's in it. Come on, dog. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. They're not gonna show Steve in the first teaser trailer to be like, but Mackey's still the lead. No. Steve's back. The guys are back. He's gonna be Captain Falcon Jr. or excuse me, Captain America Jr.
To Quasimodo, when you said that better not secretly be Toussaint, are you talking about in the comic Intergalactic #1?
I don't think they're fucking with that.
When there was a young boy whose dad died. His dad was a scientist and he was really good at science. And they spent a good considerable amount of the comic on him. And I hate that with any comic. Like, supporting characters can support. Stop giving me the background of this dead man, son. It was a lot. It was a lot of wasted pages, if you ask me. But do I think that they're like making back to child and slipping in a Toussaint? No, they called him Femi. Femi. That's the name of the kid. So I don't think so. I think we're clear on the worry that Intergalactic was introducing a child. I didn't get that vibe at all. Did you, Mike?
No, but let me ask you guys a question. The last time that they had T'Challa in outer space, did you guys like that run?
No. The very end of it. You're talking about the Coates run, the second part of the Coates run. I like the ending, maybe like the last 15 issues or so.
Why do they keep putting Wakanda in outer space?
It's not. I don't mind that they keep going to space. I mind that we keep seeing Wakandans in space and we're not doing anything with it. We got a million stories about the Shi'ar. We got a million stories about the Kree. And humans, they just keep every so often they're gonna try to serve you up some Inhumans and tell you that it's gummy bears or something. So why can't we explore Wakanda intergalactically? It's just like random explorations, and then Coates, most of his time was spent on explaining the Wakandan slave trade. But like, I would like to see them opening up that, just opening up, like, how many Wakandas are there really, and then how many, what are they? What's different about them? Like, what I would like to explore that.
That's happening in these 4 issues. So make sure you go to your shops and ensure that we never go months without Black Panther, because we don't go months without Thor or Daredevil. So let's take care of that.
No, we did go months without Captain America, though.
You mean Kelly and Lanzig to J. Michael Straczynski to Chip Zdarsky?
There was a gap between Straczynski and Zdarsky.
It wasn't that big of a gap, as big as Black Panther. But how big was the gap?
You would figure. I mean, I'd say about maybe 2 to 3 months, maybe.
Okay. I mean, fine. 3 months. All right, Brian. You're right, Mike. You are right. You're right by a little bit.
Well, this is just mismanagement about their characters, period. Like, all their characters. Like, it's not just, they're not saving all of their mismanagement skills for Black Panther. It's like, this is what they're doing with the entirety. But then again, see, I don't like cosmic stuff. You guys do. So this is one of the problems that I don't have with Marvel, because there's people that come in here that feel very entitled to, they want things the way they want them, and they get upset when it's not. And I'm like, but see, if I had my way, T'Challa would be in Wakanda on Earth, but you guys might rock with him being in outer space, and that's fine. But you know what? I'm not going to sit there making endless video after video bitching and moaning about how they keep throwing this black man in outer space. Like, no, because there might be people out there that like that stuff. It's all about variety. That's why I don't mind there's so many different titles. That's why I don't mind there's so many different covers, because something that I might like, you might not like, Chill. Something that Marcus likes, we might not like. So, it's all about reaching an audience. As long as you got the audience, you need to
feel that
too.
I feel that. I think the things where I may get upset, especially when we're talking comics now, is where you see the same kind of like conveyor belt of writers treat that character, or the decisions that they'll make with that character will be a lot bolder than the ones that they would take with like a Daredevil or a Spider-Man, right? Like, no matter
what character are you talking about? Because I feel that if it's a main character, there isn't really, they don't have a lot of wiggle room. Because, like, for instance, Gail Simone did a run on Secret Six for DC. That was awesome. And the most popular character that was in there that people would know was Bane. And that was even towards the end. But she was able to do so much stuff because, like, Catman, Deadshot, like, Ragdoll, nobody cared about any of those characters. So she could do what she wanted to do. And I feel that sometimes with the publishers, the editors, whatever it is, there's edicts out there that they can't do something. Like, if you want to do something radical with Superman, chances are, oh no, we got him coming out in a movie, we got him coming out in a video game, we're going to be doing this. You can't do this. So,
and here's the thing, though, you may feel like your character is that guy, and I do. I feel like my character is that guy. It's just, now, does editorial feel that way? Does the head of the studio who's driving what's happening narratively over here in the comics feel that way? And so that's where the disconnect can come sometimes. It's like, all right, well, yeah, you're not always going to get your way. It's not always going to be the way that you want it. Does my character have to get his teeth kicked in by Captain America in his homeland? Right? Because I don't know of any other character of that stature that gets drugged like that. Right? Like, even Spider-Man and all of his tragedies isn't we're not walking in Aunt May's house and bloody in Peter's nose. Which we just
I won't mention his name because I know y'all don't like saying his name on the streams, but like, he must have done some heavy politicking to get that done, or said, no, hear me out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. He's going to get his ass handed to him, but then this is going to happen. And they were like, okay, sure, whatever you want. You do that because you.
He like, no. Trust me. Listen. Yeah. I got him. I got the voice of the blacks. I know it. I got him. They're coming.
So yeah, I just I trust me, I don't disagree with stupid decisions. I don't disagree with like why some books get writers who clearly can't write. Like it's a whole thing. Like I just want books to be good. I want stories to be good. I want people to come in and buy them. I want people to come in to enjoy them. And that's it. That's what it should be. That's what it used to be. And now everything is so polarizing and polarized. Like it's like I'm gonna do this, and I know Chill doesn't like this. There's this movie coming out next year that has to do with a character who has the letter S on her chest, and she's a distant relative to Superman. We have whole ass people on this platform, on the platform that we regularly make videos and do live streams for, where they just come out and they say stuff showing their whole entire ass without knowing the source material that the movie is based on. And they're asking stupid questions. And you sit there and you think, okay, this is a shtick. They're doing it. This is a bit. They're doing it. They're trying to be funny when they're clearly not trying to be funny. And they're putting out this misinformation. This is what the pandemic wrought with these people coming on here and just hating things for no reason. Like if Chill didn't like the way they represented Black Panther, there's a reason, because he cares about that character. He knows that character's history. But if you come on here saying, yeah, man, I don't like Black Panther because, you know, whenever he's in Genosha, it's okay. But if he's in outer space and in Genosha, and like, but he doesn't live in Genosha, like that's not the thing. Like I used to get these people that come in complaining about Taskmaster and what they did in Black Widow. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can't believe, you know, they'd be like, oh, I can't believe they did Taskmaster like that. I'm like, yeah, Victor, they just do Victor wrong. And like, yeah. And I'm like, but his name's not Victor. Like, you don't even know the characters. They're complaining about these characters and you don't know anything about them. You're just parroting the shit that you hear with some of these people.
Yeah. I didn't realize his name wasn't Victor until you said it.
He slid it in there real smooth. He slid it in there real smooth.
Anthony Masters.
But see, but this is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so there's one individual out there that has 2.4 million subscribers, and he's out here wondering why she has to take a bus when she can fly, or why she has to. What was it? Why is she hungover? Because when she's on Earth, she can't get drunk. The entire story is she's going to another planet where there's a red sun, which they also said at the end of Superman, if you were paying attention. So I don't like those people that profess to be fans and they're not.
Neither does the Dramax show, and he does Grifter edition like 30 something.
Oh yeah,
streams on them. Yeah,
good. There's another guy out there. His name is Birdman, and his surgical dissections of these jackasses is a work of art.
Yeah, the Birdman videos are, yeah, they're the ones. Okay. Captain ain't a big seller though in comics, right? He definitely ain't Logan or Spider-Man.
That is true. Same thing with Iron Man. Oh my God, they're making another Iron Man, and this time Joshua Williamson's going to be writing it. Hopefully, it'd be a little bit better, but I don't know.
Why would it be hopefully a little bit better because of Joshua Williams?
Joshua Williamson, because he's not a bad writer.
Oh, so they put a not a bad writer on the Iron Man book? Oh, good to know.
Well, he's not a bad writer for the other company. He was actually working at DC. I don't know if he still is. I mean, he's doing the KO thing with Scott Snyder right now.
You know what I mean? Like they're giving Iron Man talent. They're giving Black Panther.
Well, I mean, they need to put
Rick
a writer
Ball
on there.
He's not talent. I'm not saying he's one of them ones, but he's a talented writer.
I'll use a different word, right? Because it makes it sound like he's not talented. Star power, guys with pull, people with fan bases.
Yeah. But everybody, I mean, these days, everybody's got a fan, at least one or two.
That's like an alternative fact. But if I go to the Instagram account of Victor Laval, if I go to the Instagram account of Joshua Williamson, I'm sure I know the more followers will be Williamson, just like Bendis has more followers, and just how Gail Simone might have more followers than Eve Ewing.
True.
Okay. So the comic did come out. We should be watching it. Go check it out. T'Challa shouldn't lose unless it's to do a Thanos level character. Yeah, I'm okay with him losing anything. Like he can lose to a new guy and we go, oh, this new character seems to be powerful. And then we just go on a fight between T'Challa and the new character. Just stop spending so much time on this new kid named Femi. You know what I mean? Like you can spend time on Shuri as a supporting character, give her a subplot. That makes sense. Shuri will always be there. I like her. I like T'Challa too. Just like Spider-Man books should have Aunt May or MJ, you know? But then like stop doing this thing where Niobe, remember when Ewing was doing Niobe, that scientist dude? I haven't seen him since. Or like
remember Tosin? Remember Tosin?
Was a thing. And so was Jahai. Remember that one sleeper agent who he dies, but like stop spending all this page time on guys who are not T'Challa. And we're not going to use them in the future.
But chill, that happens when new writers come in because they want to do their own characters.
But then you're not going to be here for more than 2 trades. So then what are you doing wasting time on another character?
I don't.
What movies is Darius talking about? What teaser? Supergirl?
You don't disagree, you said, Mike?
I don't disagree about wasting time like on characters that you'll never see again or something like that. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Yeah. But this is what happened.
New York about it. I don't disagree. I have to do a little. Okay, that's a double negative. But
this always happens. This happens in comic books all the time. You know, the only person actually, you know what? I think Donny Cates is probably the best at taking characters from older runs, from like runs that he didn't do. Like, cause like all this stuff with Null and like the symbiotes and all, he brought that back from like King Thor, which was the Jason Aaron run. So he's good at like using characters that he didn't necessarily create and making them, you know, and giving them the rub, so to speak.
Do you remember the Buffalo Soldier? That was another one.
Ugh. Don't remind me.
Mike's cool, but no offense, him not showing his face is I've seen his face before. Don't worry. Suspicious, making me think a lot. Smart guy.
Well, Culture, you can come and see my face 24/7 at the comic book store. So just come to Connecticut, walk through the door, and we can have a conversation.
Buffalo Soldier. Good God.
Where are we going to next? We got the Batman casting.
Wait, how many issues is Black Panther going to be running for, Chill?
Well, this one's only a 4-issue limited series of Intergalactic. And should it perform well, they will do something with Black Panther. And Ultimate Black Panther is coming to an end also pretty soon. If not the next issue, then the next.
Yes.
So there's like a hole for Black Panther. And I think Will Moss will have to get to work. And by the way, Will Moss was the editor, but not during Imperial. So that's how we got such a big shift with him being the king again. It didn't go through Will Moss's editing.
But also, there is another Black Panther book that is currently going on too, that hasn't been talked about since issue number 1.
The World to Come.
Yes. Why is you know?
I forgot all about that, about the Christopher Priest joint. I think a lot of I know I stopped checking for it after the whole White Sun thing.
You think they're changing the ending and they're like, oh no, Quesada, you got to draw something new now because we're not going that path.
No, I'm pretty sure Priest had this all. A writer like Priest, he's a good writer, and I think he had this all planned out. He knows how to manipulate people, kind of like wrestlers. Come on, dude. How many times you see like Mick Foley get in there like, oh, it's so great to be back in whatever city you're in, just get cheap pop. Come on, man. The hell, that's what Priest is.
I felt like this was a branch too far, but you're right. And then even upon doing more research on him in the aftermath of that controversy, I could absolutely see him doing something like that. But I just couldn't. We'll see where it goes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for not following it the entire time.
For Mike information, there's a whole market called YouTube, and the checks are good. So why not put out videos like Critical Drinker and Cry All Day? And there are dozens of them.
Thanks.
Can't do that. That's bad for your soul, man. Jay, don't go down that path.
Mick Foley's done with WWE.
He's cool on them because of their relationship to the Cheeto.
Me and Mike did like a 5-minute podcast on this before we went live. So what do you want to say about it? Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, did you want to add to it, or is that it?
No, I mean that's good for him. I have a backbone, I guess. Somebody got to have one.
Kevin Davis says, people easily get offended about everything MCU or Star Wars. Put out one isn't showcase white folk storytelling isn't the problem. Stop with the excuses. Thanks, Kevin. See you next time. Mike's from Carolina traveling to con for... I'm from Carolina. Traveling to a con for a comic book discussion is worthless when you're right here on stream. You're right here. So there's this clap back, Mike.
Well, right now I'm part of a panel, so we can't have I'm talking about like a one-on-one conversation here. Like, I mean, if you wanted to see my face,
if you want to see his face, pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up.
But I do a comic book show on Tuesdays where I show all the covers for the new books I'm getting on Wednesday. You want to come on then?
Yeah. There you go. So
Mike, when we get this thing big enough to do like a podcast tour, Connecticut is definitely on the list. So clear out the basement and the attic or wherever. We're gonna need a place to stay.
All right.
We jump back to Instagram because David Cornsweat has a Instagram follow that people are talking about. I hope you remember when me and Darius were covering James Gunn, who Instagram followed, real legit, no gimmicks, followed Brandon Sklenar and unfollowed him right away. Well, David Cornsweat is following Brandon Sklenar, verified actor. And this dude here, he's pretty bulky in December, he's been rumored to be the Batman. Here's another following, except David Cornsweat didn't unfollow him, and he's still there. And people are already doing that to his pictures, and he's not deleting those comments. How we feel about the rumor that Brandon Sklenar is cast to play Bruce Wayne in the DCU Batman. I think this is 9 out of 10 confirmation.
But who is he?
An actor who looks bulky.
That's it? White dude with muscles.
I mean, I don't know what I know him from in particular, if he's been in anything I've seen.
Is he a good actor?
No clue.
Okay.
No clue.
I hope he can act.
I wonder why his name. Well, I mean, but I didn't particularly know that much about Cornsweat other than the what's that horror series with Mia Goth, the X series. Other than that, I don't believe I've seen Cornsweat's face anywhere else. So, I mean, maybe they're just trying to get the next him, the next guy, the next Chris Evans, the next whoever. But I'm gonna let Chill talk about Batman before I get to my negativity. I won't douse us with problems because that's not even completely related to this casting. So
I'll do two things then. And I think actually I know what you're gonna go. Are you gonna? I'll just say it. I was gonna look over his filmography. We'll do that later. Look, Robert Pattinson is cast as Batman currently. He's in between two Batman movies right now, and I think it'll just be helpful not to signal to the audience that there's a dead franchise walking. You did it in 2023 when there were still 4 more movies left with Blue Beetle, Aquaman 2, Flash, Batgirl? I forget the 4th. Wonder Woman? No, Shazam. There was like 4 movies, right? Right now, please, James, stop with the clues. No more fun. Dance around it, or just strictly say no. Brandon has not been cast as Batman. We're not looking for a Batman, and redirect everyone to Robert Pattinson's Batman with Matt Reeves. If you like Matt Reeves, like you say you do, that's the name of the director, right? Matt Reeves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he's terrible.
Well, whatever. He likes him. If you want to create with you in the future, do not give any ammunition or fuel towards this is a dead movie, we don't gotta watch it, it's not canon, it's not worth anything in the future. Don't stay away from this. These are murky waters. Stop. We've been through this before. That's to James Gunn. And now I'm gonna look over his filmography. because
I
Brandon
don't think
Sklar.
that I don't think you have to tell Matt Reeves fans not to treat the Batman 2 like a dead end franchise. First of all, it's not like the first Batman was a failure. So, there's that. There's also that they'll be seemingly talking about Batman 3 before we ever see Skilnard in anything related to Brave and the Bold. So, they're so far ahead and they're popular. That wasn't even where I was going to take this, by the way. But now that we're here, let's address it. I don't think you have to damper enthusiasm or drum up enthusiasm for the Batman. I think it's already there. I think the first film did what it needed to do in terms of creating buzz for the Batman character. They followed it up with a highly successful short series with the Penguin, right? It left people wanting more. Left people wanting more
than the movie.
Okay, sure. I'll give you that. Now, if you preferred the Penguin over the Batman, I'm not mad at that because it was a great series. But my point is that there's already a thing going on that people like, and so now you're like fighting against the current. And so it's not the Batman that has the problem with convincing the audience. It's Brave and the Bold. They're far behind. And what I was actually going to say when we were at the beginning of this is that it's cool that they may have found their Batman. That's fine. I think it depends much more, that movie, that project, that IP depends much more on whoever gets to steward it. Whoever is guiding the narrative of Batman outside of the greater DCU narrative. Because if it's going to be Batman James Gunn version, it's dead in the water and it has no chance of competing versus what Matt Reeves already has going. I'm already kind of leaning towards that side, seeing the Supergirl trailer. If he gives me one more like tentpole character that has that type of feel, that type of camp, we're done here. We're done here.
But the Supergirl thing is like a direct adaptation of the Tom King book, though.
And that's why not just that is direct adaptation of the comic, which I'm good with. It's also intrinsically tied to the Superman character. So if it takes on the same tone as the Superman character, then I'll give you a mulligan. It just can't be a decided. The reason why it scares me is because he's not directing that movie.
Yeah.
He's not directing it, and his stink is all over it. So like, is that just going to be a studio wide thing? Like everybody's going to adopt the James Gunn humor. Crypto's going to show up in Gotham because
his stink is all over it is the wrong way to speak about it. His
imprint is in it. He imprinted on it. He peed on it like a tree.
Well, see, not for nothing, the guy that's directing Supergirl, he does the same thing that Gunn does with the needle drops, with all the all the songs and all that stuff. Like, so if you look at any of his other movies, like he did what's the movie with Emma Stone that came out during the pandemic where she was a Disney not Maleficent, the other one,
Beauty and the Beast.
Cruella?
Yeah, he directed that. He directed that movie, and in there, I guess they used like a bunch of 80s songs or whatever.
It was almost a musical.
So that thing isn't necessarily a James Gunn trademarked shtick, but I get what you're saying though, Marcus. But the Batman, I don't necessarily think that they're abandoning the Batman as far as Matt Reeves and Pattinson are concerned, because if they were, why are they trying to get Scarlett Johansson to be in the movie? And there's a rumor, and again, I don't Darius is the rumor guy. I don't like the spoiler stuff and all that, but like Brad Pitt, they're trying to get him in there too to be that like as well. And I'm like, so that doesn't
sound like something that's coming to an end, does it, Mike?
That I don't think they're abandoning that, but I mean, this is part of the problem that DC's had for the past 10 years when you're the town bike and everybody's getting a turn, because you can't, these plans need to have some sort of, you have to stick around. You have to have some sort of longevity. And when you keep getting new owners every other month or every other year or whatever, then that's part of the problem. So I mean, they might. I don't know who owned during the time of Matt Reeves' Batman or whatever, but and I don't also, and this is the other thing too. Matt Reeves wasn't necessarily put in charge of DC by saying, "Hey, we want you to create a universe." He was just there to do the Batman movie.
Yeah, we're still feeling the stink of mismanagement.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He has been in The Housemaid. This is Brandon Sklenar. 1923. Drop. Green and Gold. Futura Days. It Ends With Us. Walker Independence, the TV series. Westworld. The Offer. Emily the Criminal. Shot in the Dark. Jonas. He's got a filmography, but it's not of things that I've seen.
I haven't seen him in any of those. I haven't seen any of those.
I don't think I've seen anything he's been in.
All I care about is he an experienced actor? And he seems to be.
You don't care if he's good?
Criteria. Let's jump over to the Super Dupers. Sklenar is not Batman. Terrible actor. Instagram is for fun. I look at patterns, bro. I look at what happened with James Gunn following him. It's a pattern.
I am too fly. I don't know if I'm necessarily with you, but I'm concerned about his acting acumen as well because I've never seen him act.
Is David Corenswet working with Brandon? Because David Corenswet only follows 500 people that we were just on it. He only follows a few. Is he working with Brandon on another huge IP where they got to be quiet and we got to not know why they're friends with each other on Instagram?
Were they in any movies together or any TV shows together?
That's what I'm saying. Are they going to be in anything in the next year?
He said he was in Twisters. Was Sklenar in Twisters?
Nah, we just looked at the filmography. And it was in order by year. And no.
Okay, so then no. Corenswet was in Twisters and the first of the Mia Goth horror series. Oh no, it was the second one. It was the second one, the prequel.
Uh-huh. Terrible actor. Look,
But did he just follow them? Did he just follow him now, like this week, or was it something that he's been following for a while?
Just now.
Okay.
You said he unfollowed him. What if he was just on his page and he accidentally slid over the follow button? He was like, "Oh shit," and then unfollowed real quick.
Then James Gunn followed and unfollowed him quickly, and then a few months later, David Corenswet follows him later. That's suspicious.
I mean, I'm not trying to rule them out. I'm just, playing devil's advocate.
Is it mandatory that these guys got to follow each other? I mean,
nah.
No. Okay.
Did you cut off?
No. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're friends. Maybe they were at a party.
Yeah, I mean, they could just know each other. They probably both live in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That explains that. But when you combine it with the James Gunn unfollow, then I was not born yesterday. And I can say that there's something here.
Okay. I hope he's a good actor.
What is Muschietti going to do first? Are you going to do season 2 of Derry? Or is he going to jump straight into Brave and the Bold?
Did you guys watch that by any chance?
I did, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it. I liked most of it.
It was better than the movies, that's for sure.
I think Planet Fanatics.
Yeah.
Let me know when you want me to add you to this chat, to the panel.
It dipped into a little bit more of the lore than the movies did. I think the movies were a little bit focused on that group, like those two occurrences of Pennywise's return. Derry obviously opened up the history of Pennywise and where he came from, how he got here, why he's concentrated in Derry. It was a good show, really good show.
Okay. One more super.
I'm getting paper. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Yeah.
Wakanda Forever. Who said anything about Wakanda Forever? Yes, Batman Forever was better.
Batman Forever over Wakanda Forever, obviously.
100%. Million, thousand, bazillion percent. And on that, we join Darius. Darius, is Batman Forever better than Wakanda Forever?
Wait, Batman Forever is Clooney. That's the that's the Clooney one, right?
A lot of movies better than Wakanda Forever.
That's crazy.
So how legitimate do you think this follow is with David Cornsweet and Brandon Sklenar?
You said how do I what now?
Do you think it's real? He's gonna be Batman.
Oh yeah, months ago. The man's been Batman. James Gunn followed him months ago, then unfollowed him. Cornsweet, I believe, months ago followed him, then unfollowed him, and then most recently Cornsweet's following him again. He's been Batman. And there are some scenes when that rumor first got put on a few months ago. There were some scenes from, I guess, some stuff, because I've never seen him act, but some stuff from that he has been in. It wasn't bad. I could see him being Batman.
How do you? I mean, I guess you don't have to have a long career. What's up?
He's going. I feel like he's playing GoldenEye. He's going across the stage.
Oh no!
I was gonna say, I guess you don't have to have this long filmography if you're getting your big break. That's kind of the point. It does scare me a little bit that we've gone even lower than what Cornsweet was presenting in terms of material to get Batman. I feel like in terms of character pieces, Bruce Wayne is a much harder character to play than Clark Kent. Much. So that does worry me just a bit because I haven't really seen this guy do much on screen or anything on screen.
You think Bruce Wayne is harder to play than Clark Kent?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's much. First of all, I'm a Superman hater, so just preface that with what I'm about to say. But the fact that Clark Kent hides from being Superman is the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in comics. But Bruce Wayne hiding from being Batman, it's seamless. It's seamless. The duality between those two characters, you couldn't be farther away. One is a billionaire philanthropist, just lording over all the poor folk in Gotham. We would never think that he's out here risking his life night by night against violent criminals and whatnot. And the other one is a vigilante for the people, right? A guy that you would have thought that Batman lived in the neighborhoods where he was kicking ass. Clark Kent, just suspend the disbelief, I guess.
So who do you think was the best Bruce Wayne?
Ooh. Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Keaton.
Well, we're moving on up to the east side.
I will put money down that Brandon Sklenar is not Batman.
Okay. Said he got the $2
Who
on
said
it.
that?
Pick him up on it.
Who said that?
I am
Fly Cam.
Well, get your money ready, buddy. He's been Batman since the summer. 333-222. Yeah, he's been Batman since the summer, brother. I'll take that money though.
He gotta come with it, man. He's got to come with it because he's not going to have a name. People aren't going to know who this individual is. Number one, and I think we're discounting a bit the type of disadvantage it's at being behind two Batman movies that are probably going to be just as popular as one another. Like I mean, unless it falls off the planet of the Earth, I don't think it's going to do much worse than the first one did. So,
since you're putting money down that Sklenar is not Batman, do you know who will be Batman? Like, do you actually have a choice of who you want? Or are you
good
just
question.
saying, like, I'll put money down. I'm so sure about it. Like, why won't be Sklenar be Batman? He's a bad actor.
Who is it going to be? Yeah, good question.
Now wait, we're talking about the Brave and the Bold, right?
He's a terrorist.
So that's supposed to be. Actually,
he's a terrorist that hides in the shadows.
It's for Brave and the Bold, though, right? So he's going to have Damien's going to be in it. It's going to be Bruce Wayne and Damien, right?
Unless he changes,
Well,
changes his mind a lot. He could change his mind.
James got asked about that a couple months ago, and he said that I don't remember his exact wording, but that could change.
It better change.
Really?
Yeah.
It always sounded like a goofy prospect in the first place. Like, yeah, we're just gonna start with Bruce as a father. Like, oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, maybe. Well, like we saw the Chris Evans thing where he had the baby in the Doomsday trailer. Maybe he's like, oh, Marvel's going that way. I don't need to do the fatherhood superheroes anymore.
Well, I tell you what, he better figure it out and figure it out fast. Because as you guys know, I typically go hard on James Gunn, and the reason I go hard on James Gunn is because he plays with Z-level characters. I'm not saying Kara is a Z-level character because she's not at all. I was actually very much anticipating the Supergirl trailer or film until I saw that teaser trailer. I don't care if it's an exact adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow. That trailer, that teaser was booty cheeks. And if he is expecting to get off of like, it's just a teaser. We're still waiting on the full trailer, so I don't know. But to start the trailer with Crypto pissing on a picture of Superman and then all the other funny things that he put in there, it may be an exact adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow, but he still, and I'm going to use stink, got his stink all over it.
I don't think. Go, my bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's not that it can't be funny. Right, comedy is a thing. You can use it as a vehicle for your story. It's the tone of the comedy. It's very National Lampoonsy, and that just seems to be a common thing with James Gunn. The big face shot with I guess DC Ravagers. Like it felt like we were watching another Guardians trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, so with his lineup being Supergirl, which I'm still going to see Supergirl. I'm still hoping that next trailer is good. But with the next film being Supergirl, then you've got Clayface, and you've got Jimmy Olsen's show, and you've got all these other, Z-list, C-list characters. He better hope Netflix don't be like, people really like this Matt Reeves guy. We might stick with him. Now, I'm not saying that they're about to be like, "Oh, James, you're out." They're not, but he better start trying to get some popularity going for some of those projects he has coming up.
That's right. Okay, there's 3 videos I need to present to the chat. 3 in a row. They're kind of related. Just wait for the presentation to be over with. Hold your thoughts. This is the Ianu season 2 preview, which dropped 4 days ago, maybe. It's 2 minutes long. Let's check it out.
Do you believe in the time of wonder? Do you believe in the time of wonder?
They got me on the theme song, man. I'm there.
Please, I am not your enemy. I fought the falling one's shadow. I ended the curse of the corrupt, and I made these lands safe for everyone, including you.
That must have happened off screen. New character.
Hello.
We saw her at the end of the last season.
My name is Yanu.
You are such a disappointment.
Hello?
And a failure.
Can she not hear me?
Not only did you leave our people, but you joined with our enemies in Elu. So sad to believe I looked up to you.
That's enough. You need to show some
The adults are talking.
Why did I win?
Because you're better?
Well, I am. But let me rephrase. Why did you lose? Prince Laja, you are very intelligent, but you overthink and you are too passive.
You want to change your life today?
As you can see, there's a new show out there. It's called Yanu. It's doing its thing. That's not the only show, you know, and I did like a lot of things that I saw in the background there. A lot of the homes, a lot of the characters. There's a prince here. There's, you know, and it looks like Yanu got taller a little bit. Am I imagining that one?
I might be wishful thinking. I wish she was a little bit older, but it's all right. It's all good because the action looks great, and so does the overall animation. Like this is it's actually got me pretty excited. By the way, what we just watched, humor wise, that's one that same. You know what I'm saying? Same type of humor.
Right.
Only it's acceptable over here. You know.
I jump over to Asal Corbier on his Instagram to watch this.
Guess who got cast in the Different World reboot? I did. My story starts in Chicago, Illinois, when I saw this casting notice. From there, I got selected to come to the open call. On short notice, I had to get a flight. I was out of there. After I got off my flight, I had to go straight to the open call, and the police pulled me over, and unfortunately, they took my car. When I got to the open call, they surprised us by having Debbie Allen there in the flesh along with the main cast. And we had to dance for her. And I ain't no trained dancer, so, you know, I hit a little Millie Rock. And then I was innovative. I hit a cartwheel right in front of her face. Nobody can say they did that. Not a lot of people can say they did that. And then the whole group I auditioned with, we ended up on the show. It's one of the outfits that I wore in the episode. So when you see me, you see a player clean, baby. You already know. I got to meet Cree Summer, and she smells so good, y'all. Then I don't know if y'all peep, but who that in the back? It's Kadeem Hardison, Dwayne Wayne. After that, I flicked up with my homegirl, Barb. You heard me? I didn't get any pictures with Miss Allen, but Barb did, and we had a sweet interaction. She's really a sweet lady, and I appreciate the fact that I was cast to be there, and I'm looking forward to the future as a Hillman freshman. Guess who got cast?
Okay, cool. Different World reboot, right? Quick thoughts?
Are y'all worried about this reboot? Who's behind this?
Nah. Debbie Allen.
Oh, she is. Debbie is behind it. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Debbie Allen.
I did not know that.
And it was an article. It was a Variety article that came out today that said that Jasmine Guy and obviously we just seen Kadeem Hardy, but a lot of the original cast is involved in it as well. So,
well, that's good.
I'm with it. I'm hoping this is more Bel Air than some of the other adaptations that we've seen, some of the other reimaginings or the reboots or whatnot. Bel Air felt like it did the OG series justice. I'm hoping this follows that footsteps.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
I really hope they don't try to change it too much, though. I would like them to try to keep it in the same vein of what the original Different World was. We don't have black shows like that anymore, like a Different World, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, whatever. So I would love them to try to keep it in that.
Man, listen to him. He found this video. I seen her too.
Video 3.
Why, as a black person, I can't turn on the TV and find not one single show that portrays my community in a positive light? We used to have Martin. We had Living Single. We had Sister. We had all that. We had a different world where black people was at college.
All that. I wouldn't say all that counts.
We could see that on the Cosby Show. This black man is a doctor, so I can go be a doctor if I want to. Carl Winslow was a police officer. I could go be a police officer if I want to. We don't have not a single show that portrays us in a positive light. The whole Power Book series is so good. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a very good series. It's very interesting. The storyline is great. But in all of them, we drug dealers and murderers. It ain't a single show. A little black girl can't turn on the TV and see a mama and a daddy in a household thriving. It's either us doing something that's bad, or it's reality TV, which is just showing black women fight other black women over nothing, like men. We even had cartoons like the Proud Family. We had That's So Raven. We had stuff that portrays the black community in a positive light. We don't have that anymore. And there's a certain aura that you get when you watch stuff like that. Like, dang, I wish I was around during those times. But now when you turn on the TV, it's not a single show that you can go
made
to
me feel old as shit.
that's portraying black people in a positive way. Even Tyler Perry can't get it together.
Salute to the chat right now.
That's crazy. Little black girls is turning on the TV and admiring BBLs and lace fronts fighting over men. A lot of y'all gonna cancel me because y'all watch that stuff. And no teen, no take my little sister watch it. I hate that stuff.
I love that point.
My mama watch it. It's the black community. It's nothing else on TV. If you ain't watching sports or you ain't going back and watching 1,000 reruns of Living Single and Martin and stuff like I do, it's
all
really
right.
Nothing positive.
Pause it real quick. So here's where I'll challenge her, and then I'll relay that back to a point.
You're about to read my mind, Marcus.
I'll challenge her. Listen, I like that she's looking for, and she's speaking of, she's very, very factual. The vast majority of black content on television and streaming today is exactly how she described it. But if she's looking for positive black content, she needs to look a little deeper, because there are other shows. I just described Bel Air. We talked about Cross. We've talked about Paradise, right? And while those aren't necessarily black produced shows, they are shows featuring black families thriving. They are shows featuring black families doing something other than crime, than drug dealing, than murder. You know, that there are other things out there. We got to dig deeper, and we gotta support those shows. We have to. It's incumbent on us. Darius made a point about whether or not all that was a black show. It's kind of like what I'm talking about now. It may not be a black produced show, but the same way networks like ABC, NBC, UPN, right? All of them networks used black characters, black actors, black storylines, black culture to build up them networks. And then they dropped them. Everything went away.
Yeah, but
Nickelodeon did the same shit. Cousin Skeeter, all that. Keenan and Kel, right? Like that, all that was part of that wave. And when they got it built up to a decent amount of popularity, they cut them all.
I could see Keenan and Kel being considered a black show. And when I think when, and I'm going to push back a little bit on that part, on, you know, I think a little bit what she's more saying is when we talk about black shows, yes, Paradise is a black lead and has a black family and all that kind of stuff in it. But I think she's more talking about, and I agree, when we used to turn on the TV, it was a black sitcom where you had from, you know, I don't get the same vibes from Fresh Prince that I get from Paradise. I don't get the same vibes from In Living Color that I get from Abbott Elementary or from Cross or from any of those other black shows. It's not the same feel. It's not the same vibe. It's not the same. It's not the Parkers. It's not any of those. None of those shows are those black sitcom shows that we grew up on.
Well, what's wrong with Forever? First of all, we don't make sitcoms anymore. Sitcoms are dead. What's wrong with Forever?
They are dead.
What's wrong with All American? Right? All American is straight from that vein. It may not be a sitcom.
All American got super corny. It was really good at first, but it got super corny.
But this is what you gonna run into, right? If we gonna show ultra positive content, it's gonna be cheesy to a certain degree at a certain point. Like if we only preach a positive narrative, sometimes it's gonna get like that. But we can't just say it ain't nothing out there if we're not gonna support what is there.
So the Upshaws on Netflix is an example of a full family. Yeah, it's not perfection, of course, but I give that thing the cosign, and you should be watching it. It's canceled now. I think they just gave their last season. They wanted it to go longer, and there was some back and forth between the creators. Anyways, who cares?
Sterling, hold on, wait, Dwayne Colin. Sterling K. Brown is a black American. Aldous Hodge is a Black American.
Oh, don't give this attention. Don't do
No. Those they're both Black Americans. Now, listen, we can have that argument all day, but you're factually wrong on two out of the three shows that I named. I don't know if Jabari Banks. I feel like he's Black American as well. I'm not 100% on that one, but I know Aldous Hodge and Sterling K. Brown are both Black.
NXT is a Black wrestling show with Obafemi and Trick Williams.
Listen, you don't have to do that, Jill. You don't have to do that. He was talking to me, and I can respond without you cutting into it.
I'm sorry, Marcus. You're right. He fully said your name. So keep responding. Let me go later.
It's all good. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think that part of the problem, and I agree with Marcus about how, like, the thing that bothers me about like Hollywood and all that stuff is that you have all these like movies that have like white leads or whatever, and if they don't do anything, then that's okay, and they just move on and they'll make another one and all that stuff. But when there's a Black movie, it's starring like, you know, Black lead actors, Black whatever, there's like this certain standard that they have to attain, or else they're not going to do another one. So what do you consider? Because see, Marcus, it a Black show. I mean, the main characters in that show, that the family was Black.
What show are we talking about?
The Dairy. Welcome, Dairy.
Do I consider? Yeah, in the same way I would consider Cross or Paradise to be a Black show, then Dairy would have to be. The main characters is a Black nuclear family.
And when you mentioned that show back when it was starting or whatever, Chill said he didn't want to watch that because it wasn't like there was a standard that he has as far as what he considers a Black show, and he chose not to watch that, even though
show?
Welcome to Dairy.
Oh no, that had that you're thinking
because
of
you
show.
Well, no, because you have like a weird, like even Marcus and Darius both were coming at you with like your refusal to watch something if it didn't meet this certain criteria.
I watched the Welcome to Dairy show, and then there was, I think, what was the other fucking one? It was the Aliens After Earth, I think it was.
Oh, Alien Earth.
Yeah, so for that show. But my problem with it, Welcome to Dairy, it started right when I saw the Black girl in the trailer. And then there was some white guys leaned up against the car on the sidewalk, and they looked at her like she was dirt. And I'm like, oh, this takes place in the 1930s or what?
60s. Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see oppression in my entertainment, so I'm cool off this show. And
you would have hated the Black Side episode. I hated it.
I was rooting for Penny. I'm like, please, Pennywise, please show up and like murder all of these motherfuckers. Because
see, and even in that, right? That's why we have to make these distinctions, because yeah, you're right. At the very forefront of Dairy is a Black family. The main characters in Halloran and Will both are Black characters, right? Even Ronnie, who kind of it gets pushed to the forefront a lot of the times, Black character, right? There's still non-white, non-Black people writing this, shooting it, producing it, making the decisions on what gets left in. There's a child grape that's in the book for Welcome to Dairy, the Stephen King book that they take out, because obviously, right? Who wants to see that? But the abject murder of 23 Black people just trying to have a good time out in the middle on a army base, nonetheless. That's the one that has to get left in. So like those are decisions that don't get made by the Black actors whose faces seen in this show. So even though it feels like a Black show, it's worth making the distinction whether or not the people making the decisions on what's going to be seen on screen are also part of that community.
Yeah, but see, playing devil's
show even more now.
Playing devil's advocate, though, wouldn't you say that there would be some and again, this depends on the type of experience that they've had or whatever, that they would want to keep that in, because they need to, like, with the continual seeming like erasing of things, of history, like everything is being like, we're losing things. They're trying to, so wouldn't you want that? Because I mean, that is something that did happen. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be accurate to the time period. Like,
nobody. I'm not arguing that the instances or those type of events didn't happen. I'm saying what's important for the story, right? Because we're telling a story about a supernatural being. We're not telling a story about race relations, even though it's tied into the narrative. So what's intrinsic to the story we're telling? If maybe 5 of the black people died inside of the black site and everybody ran out the back, would that have changed the narrative of the story? I don't think it would have changed what we saw in Welcome to Derry necessarily, right? Like, or if what you explained happened, all the white KKK members show up to burn down the black site, and Pennywise shows up and slaughters them all. Does that really change what we end up seeing at the end of the series? Right? It's choices.
And I don't want to see accuracy more than my desire to not see themes of oppression related to skin color. I'm over that.
So you definitely don't want to erase history, but
that video was that the girl complaining about all the stuff was the very reason why many of you in the chat were talking about go check out the Neighbors show with Cedric, go check out Abbott Elementary. How about this show and Proud Family? Yeah, back then
there was a child rape as well that didn't make it in the show.
Proud Family is a kids show that got rebooted, and we can talk about that now. And during her like couple minutes where she was talking about things that I think is valid, it's true, but she didn't talk about the Ianu thing that we just had, right? She's talking about all the things we don't have, and instead, while you have that audience, I don't know how big her TikTok is or wherever she posted the original video, while you have the audience, you could direct people to the nice things that are actually happening, like a different world is being rebooted. That'd be a perfect time to do it. And it's important to me, which you see me do all the time, is when I say I don't like such and such, don't worry, guys, go watch this. Even if I don't watch like a show like From, I don't really check it out. I saw the first episode. That horror stuff's not for me. It's still a pretty cool representation-wise. You get your entertainment, no themes of everyone hates you because your skin color is dark. There's none of that. You still get right? And then the FBA guy, I'm very glad that Lawrence Report is here to hit us with that. And who else was in here? Who else clocked it? FBA Wars. Wow, hilarious. Exactly. Like Julian Brown is creating plastic that he can convert into diesel. I did not once did I say, hold on a fucking second. But like, where's his parents from? You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Let's leave it alone.
We'll see, but everybody has their own threshold. Because I heard Anzo and Brian talking about these parents. Why were they letting their kids do all of this stuff? And I'm like, but then if you guys were around in the 80s, how many cool movies we wouldn't have because y'all are. Like,
you never had a Goonies, The Lost Boys.
Exactly. So I'm like, let these kids have their moment, like, you know. But that's a threshold that they might have had, even though it makes no sense because then you wouldn't have a movie. Like with some of these movies, if you don't allow certain things, like. When I went to go see Jurassic Park in the movie theaters, we're sitting there and watching the movie. We get to the point where the power was off. So what's her name? Laura Dern goes with Sam Jackson to turn the power on, and Sam Neill and the two kids are climbing over the fence. Sam Neill gets over the fence. The little girl gets over the fence. The little kid is climbing down the other side of the fence. Laura Dern turns the power on. And he gets zapped off. And then that's when he lands in the bush and Sam Neill resuscitates him. As soon as that happened and he does like that stereotypical like catching his breath thing, some dude behind us is like, yeah, right. And I'm like, no, we've literally been sitting here for like an hour and a half watching dinosaurs chase these people around an island. But you know what? This is where you're taking your stand. And I can't believe this.
He's like, this is where I draw the line, damn it.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. So, I mean, everybody has their own lines of things. So, if they did if they did Derry without the racism, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But there might have been some people saying, "Well, yeah, no, that's a fantasy. Like, you know, that isn't actually what happened."
I know the racism had to be there. It's just the the mass murder, the mass murder of it all.
Well, yeah.
It's all right. I mean, in a way, I guess I do agree that it plays into the idea that violent things happen in Derry that people never acknowledge. Because the idea that you can walk onto an army base and murder officers of any color.
They did say that. They did say at the beginning, though, that Pennywise was there was something that I don't know if he was putting into the water or something like that. It was like that's what made them so.
Well, also the fog too, right? Like it was
the
idea that they can't really see the violence that's perpetrated around them, which is a great cop out for the 60s. It's an awesome cop out for the 60s. But
well, see, and one reviewer that I watched, he was wondering like, were they trying to say that was part of the reason why the racism was happening, or was the racism happening without like, you know, the manipulation from Pennywise in
anyways,
you know, what he was doing, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go to some of that good representation from back in the day.
See, as the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer.
Rich family. So we got Battery. We need that Sharon Moore doc. 50 will do it.
No, we don't. No.
What do you mean?
He's doing a doc on Tyler Perry next. He's gonna do a doc on Tyler Perry next. Mark my words. Tyler Perry.
Didn't he say he still got more footage of Puffy that he wants to do?
He does. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a part 2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, 50.
Did you see the picture that the flowers that he got?
That he sent, yeah.
And people in the comments were like, "You better be careful. That's like a cemetery fixture or whatever they call the flowers."
It's also a threat. So like, why are you playing games from jail? I don't understand. I don't understand. But let's hope they don't bring that up at his parole hearing.
Well, 50 Cent wasn't brought up in her rant video. She did bring up Tyler Perry. 50 Cent's getting there. I'm saying you got the access to and all that stuff. Let's create more stuff.
At least 50 Cent had that series on ABC about the exonerated black guy. It was a true story. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was decent content. 50 Cent has the capacity to make positive content. I haven't really seen such a thing in Tyler Perry.
All right. I think that's still a negative theme, even though it's an exoneration, fight from behind, and he gets the win, whatever that show was. I'm still not classifying that as like the aspirational shows that I'm talking about or I'm looking for. I haven't even seen it. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I don't think so. 50 Cent.
I will challenge you in 2026 to do that less. We often, or not often, but sometimes we get into discussions about things that like you straight up haven't seen or ingested at all, but like you have a dug in stance about it. I challenge you in 2026 to start. I'll find out the name of it, but just in general,
he was in jail.
Watch more. Yeah, he got out of prison after years of being wrongly convicted.
Well, see, Mark, is not for nothing, but when Chill takes that stance, that makes me want to push him to watch it even more because of that stance. And I'm curious to see
if he would move from this stance. A guy is in jail. That's not the representation I'm looking for.
If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. I'm asking you to dig deeper on some of these hardline stances that you have. Right? Like if you're going to straight up say, no, I'll never do that or never watch this, at least ingest the content and know that it is what you think it is before you categorize it.
I saw Government Cheese and it began with jail. And I said, okay, not for me.
Fair enough.
I'm more for Theo and Rudy.
Baby, tonight's like fuego. We about to spin a dinero.
From the Spoiler Kings, giving some support. I'll give support back. The Spoiler Kings stream Mondays and Thursdays and other days too. You can catch Brian, Brandon, Tank talking about the same things that we talk about and more movie stuff than I do. Next topic here. We're going to Wolverine. All right. A film trademark for Wolverine film, TV, games. A trademark was done that is like multimedia, like Marvel will launch a movie or a project of Wolverine. And that makes us think that a Hulk movie, Wolverine versus Hulk, will happen. I've seen a lot of people talk about Hugh Jackman staying. They wouldn't do this unless it was Hugh Jackman. If it was a lesser actor, they wouldn't. I believe that Marvel filing a trademark is smoke to the fire. And again, just like Brandon Sklenar, I'm 9 out of 10 here. I believe that they're going the Wolverine route in 2028 or 29 or 2030.
What was
They
the
wouldn't just
trademark
file the
for?
trademark for nothing.
What was the trademark for? Was it for like TV shows, movies, video games? What?
It was a movie trademark.
Movie. Okay. Well, Hugh Jackman, they I think it's Variety have a series where they have actors, like one actor talk to another actor, and it was the chick from Wicked, the one who played I don't know what the character's name is. Not what's her face? Not
Ariana or the other one?
Yeah, the other one.
Cynthia Erivo.
Cynthia, yeah. And he said something like Wolverine's not done, or I'm not finished with Wolverine, or something like that, leading people to speculate that
there's a whole rumor out that he's getting another movie.
Yeah,
they're not going to let go. I think they've it creatively. I think they're bankrupt, y'all. I think the nostalgia is what we're left with. And they're going to milk that until they're no longer in the position, at least this regime of leadership. I don't think there is any like grand swings coming. Like this was their grand swing, putting Tony Stark in as Dr. Doom and bringing everybody else back and hoping that reclaims the audience. That is the big swing.
Well, with all these Wolverine stories out there, you don't think they have another movie that they can do? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be part of that.
They shouldn't be doing it with Jackman. You have to let the guy go. Like we've already done Old Man Logan movie. You have to let him go.
To be fair to them, though, they didn't have him. They only had him once they got Fox, and even then they had to wait for whatever the reason was.
It's dead though. It's dead. I understand it would have been great to have Hugh when he was in the middle of that solo run, right? When X-Men movies were basically Hugh Jackman, but like it's over, man. Like the man's approaching 60 years old. And
it was a whole ass Old Man Logan series, though.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do like Wolverine and the X-Men. Right? If they committed to doing something like that, and he's gonna be tied to the maturation of the young kids of Jean and Scott and Kurt and all of them.
Yeah,
he's like Professor X. If they're not gonna do that, and he's just gonna be doing his solo Logan thing, we've done that so much. What you're priming me for is a dud, is an abject failure. We've already had some that were stinkers, but we still loved them. Like The Wolverine was probably a bad movie, but it was Hugh Jackman Wolverine. It was great action, right? So we take it. We're going to get to a point where we get a Fast and Furious level Wolverine, and it's going to break my heart. You can't do that to my favorite X-Men. You just can't. Start over, get a younger guy, and go about it that way. Another Hugh Jackman solo Wolverine movie is not good for the MCU long term.
Well, I'm going to push back because all of those Fox X-Men movies were awful. They were on par with the prequel Star Wars movies,
except for the ones that featured Hugh. Days of Future Past and maybe Last Stand.
If you're standing in the middle of a garbage dump, that does not mean that you're going to end up smelling like roses, because the garbage is going to be surrounding you. So Hugh Jackman might have been the best thing in those things, but those movies were still bad. Now that Marvel has them, I don't know what, outside of the Old Man Logan run that they could do, I don't know what stories haven't been itted, if you know what I'm talking about, by Fox, because they always seem to do that to Dark Phoenix. They did the Days of Future Past, like all of the best Chris Claremont stories, they assaulted brutally. And I don't know what would be, I wouldn't want to see like Age of Apocalypse or anything like that, or maybe the Mutant Massacre or something. I don't know, but there's stuff. They have the material that they could do. And Hugh, he did. He was good in Deadpool and Wolverine. He doesn't look like he did back in X-Men, but that's like 25 years later. So
he's good to do it. Maybe another half a decade. I think it's really going to start to show if we push anything past that. Like he is as old as he is, guys, and we can only do so much de-aging before we just create another person.
Oh no, yeah, no de-aging, but and I mean, he was the best thing about those X-Men movies outside of Patrick Stewart and
facts. I mean, it's the reason why I got these claws on my wall, man. He was the guy. It's just would we still be watching James Bond today if they were still on Pierce Brosnan? Like if they never moved on from him and got Daniel Craig and had that long, would we still be watching James Bond? Like would we still be down?
Well,
it's still James. It's still the guy you love.
Yeah, but that as each Pierce Brosnan movie came out, they got sillier and sillier. Now, had they done what they did with the dude that came after him, I don't know what's his name.
Craig?
Craig, yeah. If they had done something with Pierce, I think we'd still be watching Pierce because Pierce was a good James Bond. It's the material that didn't do him any justice.
I don't know if we still be watching Pierce Brosnan into the new.
You don't think he was a good James Bond?
I liked Die Another Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might have been it.
Well, see, they were, I mean, GoldenEye. GoldenEye was the first.
Okay, yeah, no, GoldenEye. Yeah. Yep.
But
so
those movies got sillier and more ridiculous. And the fact that he wasn't able to close out his run at James Bond with like a serious movie or, you know, a GoldenEye-esque movie was offensive. And that's why
I mean, I feel for him. You want to have a good send off. I guess the point I'm getting into is that at some point it gets too late. It's too
returns. Late. Yeah. No, I don't disagree. And it's a shame that Hugh was wasted for all those years with those movies, like when he could have been doing good actual, adaptations of Chris Claremont's stories.
Oh yeah.
Because that would have been, and they could have put Angela Bassett as Storm, and him and Angela Bassett together, like, dude, just like that Fry gif, just take my money. That's it. Like for 20 years of that, like that would have been incredible.
You don't know how many of my like older relatives or just guys who like kind of helped me get into comics and stuff like that said that exact same thing, man. Storm should be Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett should play Storm. Angela Bassett play Storm. And that was going like for years before I even start reading Black Panther. Before I start buying comics on my own, I was hearing, hey, yo, the girl, the chick waiting to exhale. Stella got her groove back. Yes, Angela Bassett. She needs to be Storm. That is Storm right there. And to this day, you can still find older gentlemen who came up watching Miss Bassett that'll say the same thing. It should have been Angela.
She did a movie called Strange Days. That was in I think in 99 or 2000. It was by Catherine, the one that used to go out be married, actually, James Cameron. I forgot what her name was, but she was in that movie. Once I saw her in that movie, I'm like, that's Storm. That's Storm right there. Like, I don't know why they didn't. I mean, I know why they got Halle because the way she looks, but she was not Storm. Like,
it would have made so much sense too for it to be Angela Bassett at that moment too. She would have been a little bit older, has that regal feel, had that maternal feel over the house.
Yes.
It would have made so much sense.
Yes, and Storm and Wolverine are the grown-ups of the group. Even back in when they first showed up, they were always the one, maybe because Scott wasn't around that much and whatever Gene was doing, but it was always them. And then there was like Kitty and even Bobby was one of the original ones, but still he acted like a kid. But those were the two most mature X-Men in the team, and she would have destroyed it.
She'd have killed it.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, now she can actually, you know what? There's still a chance. I mean, we're doing multiverses and stuff like that, and
I would love to see it. I would love to see it in the vein of like random variant characters that we kind of dreamed up in our head. I would love to see Angela Bassett as Storm. Michelle Pfeiffer as Storm. Get out. Put him in timeout. You timeout, battery.
Actually, you know what? At Vixen, I mean, yeah, she could have gone play Vixen as long as she wasn't playing Storm, because she was not Storm at all. Even the girl that played Storm in First Class, was it First Class?
Yes, like they found a younger. No, it was the
Apocalypse.
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse. It's like they tried to find a younger Halle Berry. And it was like, why are we recreating the mistake?
Yeah.
Because they had
Shout out to Halle
It
Berry
was
though. She's from Ohio. She's from Cleveland.
right, but it was the same Storm. She becomes the one that Halle Berry becomes, so she had to look the same.
Sure.
Next up,
You think
Spider-Man leak.
Michael Fassbender looks like a hold on real quick, and then I'll let you go. You think Michael Fassbender looks like a young Ian McKellen? Or who is that? McAvoy to Patrick Stewart?
When you cut your hair, yeah, same skin tone.
Good enough, I guess.
That's her name, Alessandra Ship.
Alexandria.
Yeah.
So, did any one of you see the leaks of Spider-Man that Sony probably got out just to make a little noise and get some rumblings? Because damn, this is working, huh? Leaks? Oh, well, we'll do a little leak of our own. I didn't get to see a single one of these leaks. I have no idea what we're talking about here. Hello, Roberta.
I did see the Spider-Man leak as well as the Doomsday leaks.
What
I saw
happened
them
to the
all.
Spider-Man leak?
So the Spider-Man, it was the trailer. He was basically narrating about everybody not knowing who he was. It was like almost like he was writing a letter to MJ and Ned. He was like, "Yeah, you don't really know me, but blah 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 blah. I'll make it all right." There was some other dialogue by I think Sadie Sink's character, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
There's some talk about who she may play. Trending away from Jean Grey at the moment, but still possible. Just trending away from it. Punisher was there.
The one that you saw, was it like on a wall or something like that?
It was on somebody's, like it was playing on somebody's laptop and somebody was recording it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the same thing that I saw. I didn't see. I read one thing about it, and let me tell you, if they do this, I'm done with Spider-Man.
I
am so done. They did that back in 2000. When was it? When did 2003 when Spider-Man came out?
Spider-Man 3.
No.
When was that? That was
2000.
First.
That was
2003.
They did that because they needed synergy between the movie and the comic book. And they did that. And they changed a fundamental thing about Spider-Man. Yes. And I swear to God, if he shoots webs out of his wrist, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm getting up and I'm walking out the movie. I swear to God, I can't even remember the last movie I ever walked out of. But
so wait, how would that work though? We already know Tom's Spider-Man doesn't have that. It's tech. So how would they go back in?
Well, remember, he's lo-fi now. He ain't got Tony. He ain't got Daddy Tony anymore. So
he grows a web gland in his wrist.
Well, no, they're talking about maybe it's a mutation or something. Because see, what's been going on in the comic books is that there's been a thing, the age of something, where they made Doug Ramsey like the bad guy. He's like kind of apocalypsy now, and it was like 10 years in the future, and he let off like an X-bomb that gave everybody like a second or a third mutation. Like Spider-Man's got like 6 arms coming out of his body now and all that stuff. But there was also this Reign, R-E-I-G-N. Where Mary Jane dies because Peter was giving her radiation poison because he was bit by the radioactive spider. And all the years that he was married to her and like swapping spit and other fluids, bodily fluids and stuff like that, he was unknowingly,
he was loading her up.
yeah, literally. So that killed her. So this could be part of that, where they're trying to introduce those sorts of things. But that's just don't.
It feels like this movie already has a lot going on. Like adding a mutation to Spider-Man doesn't feel like we have room
But you saw that. But did you see that in the trailer though? That's what I'm saying. Because there was a point where I don't know if it was on the thing you saw, but there were like 2 black bars because they were covering, I guess, maybe watermarks up or something, and I couldn't really see. And I was kind of like side-eyeing.
What did you see that made it? Like what?
No, I read
happened?
this. I read this.
Oh,
no, I
you read
read
it?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If somebody like did a synopsis or something, and I'm like, please don't.
I don't particularly remember, but again, I couldn't see the details of it either. It was mostly dialogue that I could.
Because they said something like he was in a cocoon. He was in a cocoon, and then
that they did see. But I thought that was a tap to Sarthra. What's the lady spider deity thing? Saharthra? I don't know how to say her name.
Oh yeah, no, please, no.
I thought that's who they were trying to say Sadie Sink was.
Sounds like an Elseworld, but Puma, remember that Nate Moore, even I heard Coogler say it, and Feige will refer to it as our publishing. They don't care whether it's canon or not canon, just that it was created and that it exists with the Marvel. Shalabal exists in publishing, but we decided to use one of our characters from publishing instead of using Silver Surfer. And these wacky stories, or these Age of Revelations, 10 years in the future, these things are being created, I believe, so that they can say the same thing. Kamala Khan now, well, there's a precedent in publishing where she gets a mutation. So think of it that way. If it's happening in a comic book, be afraid that Kevin Feige idiot is making it happen in the comic book to adapt in the future in a movie. And these Spider-Man leaks or these fears of Spider-Man getting different are warranted, right? They come with a little bit of history to scratch our heads at. As you scratch your head as I say it, that's funny.
Literally, that would be weird as hell. She's Chameleon. Why? How would that even? Why is she with Punisher?
Oh no. See, the reason why rumors she's not Jean Grey is happening is because Josh from Den of Nerds says she's Jean Grey, and he's not in that circle. So they're gonna.
It's like a Drake bet. You got
resources now to say that she's not Jean Grey, and we'll see what happens at the end of it. Kevin Phoney. How have I not heard that pun? Kevin Phoney. Somebody hit up one of Mike's favorite YouTubers.
Do we think that Daniel Destin Cretton is biting off a little bit more than he should be chewing in the Spider-Man movie? I mean, we got Punisher, we got Hawk, we got whoever the hell Sadie Sink is playing. We got the whole back-end narrative of Ned and MJ not remembering him. We got lead into Doomsday, however that's going to occur, potential incursion. Like, there's a hand appearance, right? Like, there's a lot of shit going on in this movie. And then, looming in the background somewhere, does Shang-Chi show up? Because this was really supposed to be Shang-Chi 2 that was coming out right now. Not Spider-Man Brand New Day. He was supposed to be getting to his stuff. So does Shang-Chi make an appearance in Spider-Man? I know I would put him in there if I was Cretton. He would definitely be in there. So is he biting off more than he can chew with all of this stuff narratively? It feels like a lot.
So you think he's pulling a Sam Raimi where he's not fighting back and saying, hey, you know what? I only want to have Sandman in the movie and not Venom in Sandman? Because Sony was the one that wanted Venom in there. Sam Raimi did.
They forced it.
Wait,
yeah. So maybe it's part of that. Maybe MCU is beefing it up. Maybe they're like, we saw what you had. We need to add more to this, so we're going to give you Punisher and the Hawk.
I'm going to wait to see the movie and then say it was full before I say you can't handle it. Because the last Spider-Man we just watched had 2 other Peter Parkers or 5 other villains. And so you can do a good movie that I'll enjoy with everyone that we know is in this movie. Plus, like, you think Shang-Chi will be in the movie. You can still execute a good 2+ hours. It could be like 2.5 hours. We don't know how long it'll be. And it'll be a good movie. So I'll wait for it to fail first.
See, but not everybody is the Russos, where they can manage 32 characters.
Yeah, who did No Way Home? That was
wasn't it Watts?
Watts, yeah, it was Watts. Which, I mean, I guess that's a comparable type of director. I don't think he's that much better than Daniel.
Oh no, yeah, no. His direction is almost on par with Matt Reeves, although not as boring and not as hallmarky. But
you're going to get off of Matt Reeves back tonight.
Oh no, Matt Reeves is
in the leaked trailer.
He's a nice guy, but his
Zendaya, in the leaked trailer, do we actually see who he's talking to? Is Zendaya?
I couldn't really make it out while they're doing these conversations. I assumed in the beginning when he was telling her, "Oh, you don't know me. We used to be friends." He was talking to MJ and Ned. I don't know if they actually showed him talking to them. So I couldn't really make it out.
Is it in New York?
Yes.
And Brand New Day, the comic, at least. I mean, nobody knows who he is. Like, they don't know his identity anymore. Like, even he goes to the Fantastic Four, they don't even know who he is. And when he pulls up his mask, like, it's just like a void. Like, you can't see his face because he tries to show him. Well, hi, it's me, Peter. Nobody knows him.
You know what the cool thing is, though? Like, Peter Parker has 4 movies now. This will be the 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's saying, you have to do your homework. Oh my God. I got to understand why he doesn't remember his friends. No, because that last movie came out in 2021 and you've had 4 years to watch the movie. You've had 4 years. If you haven't watched it, get with the program. Too bad, so sad. We're going to make this movie for people who are paying attention. And I'm glad with that.
Mm-hmm.
The homework excuse is stupid. Last trailer, Doomsday's trailer. You know what's interesting? I saw people get DMCA copyright stricken taken down. And then I saw a YouTube or an AI recreation of that trailer. And even that was taken down also. And it wasn't the raw footage of the trailer. It was Captain America, everyone. He's on a motorcycle. In that motorcycle, he stops and he goes into his home. We see him with the red, white, and blue star, the thing he was wearing in Endgame, and he puts that costume into the drawer. Then we see that he is with child, and he's cradling a baby as he looks at it, a little happy. That was the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer that keeps getting taken down left, right, and center. The final words say that Steve Rogers will return. That was not the only.
It said Steve Rogers, right?
Steve
Rogers?
Yeah, it didn't say Cap. It said Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers. So, we kind of figured that even before we saw this, that that Steve was going to be back. I think that's something that everybody anticipated. I think what kind of laid in the weeds, though, until we got a confirmation, is how that would address already established canon and whether or not this quick turn back to RDJ and Doom of how much it actually affected the plans that they had already set years in advance. So if you think about it, if Steve going back and living this life with Peggy causes an incursion, and then Steve lives out his life and then eventually hands the shield back down to Sam as an old man, would Steve not be like, Sam, before you go, I got to tell you something, okay? You maybe got about 2 years now, so prepare, do some push-ups. But something big is coming. We're going to smash these worlds together because I went and had some kids. No biggie. I'm sure you can handle it. The younger version of me will be back.
I could answer you, but explaining time travel is not my thing. Like, it's just a waste of time and back and forth conversations. It can be possible. Many ways. But it's
Mike,
stupid.
I want more of an answer than that. Mike, what do you say? What say you, Mike?
I mean, well, it depends on. I mean, as they said in Endgame, when they were talking about time travel, everything has a different modus operandi of time, the way time travel works. But with this, I mean, well, wait. So you wanted him to give Sam a warning, saying that you got about 2 years, and then I'm going to show up when I'm younger again.
Well, I mean, not necessarily the exact happenings, but listen, another world calamity event of the same ilk of the one that I just fixed. What is the point of you going on this multiversal field trip to place back all the Infinity Stones just to have two realities collide and not say anything about it? Now, I guess there is the thing of like they did establish in the last one that every time you make an action, a new reality branch comes off. So maybe this thing that we're experiencing is a branch reality. But then did old man Steve die? Is he still around? Like, can you have both of those guys in present time at the same time? That also feels like a break of the time travel rules.
Well, that depends on some things, yeah, because sometimes you could, when they touch each other, then there'll be like an explosion or something like that. They just cease to exist because you can't have two of the same thing occupy the same space.
So
yeah. But on other things, I mean, you can have like a shit ton of homers running around, and that's okay. So, I mean, it just depends on what rules they've established, what's going to happen.
Let's set that aside for a second. So okay. I'm assuming, because the second one leaked as well, the Thor one. I'm assuming that the third trailer is going to be Doom.
Wait, so how that? Yeah, that's what I read somewhere. How are all of these things leaking? Like this is literally
Marvel is a sieve at this point. It's crazy. A sieve over there. Like people are just actively posting the content over there.
Well, when you send your trailers to the movie theaters for Avengers, I mean for Fire and Ash, you're probably sending it a week in advance, and that's why we saw the trailers a week in advance.
But I didn't I a couple of the comments that I saw for people that went to go see the movie that it was Avatar, they said that they didn't see an Avengers trailer. So is it attached to that or not?
Maybe tomorrow. Give it a day.
So there was
it's attached to it. People I saw talking about it at least today saw it.
It was the Steve one, right?
Yeah, the Steve one.
Yeah. So I think what ended up happening was they sent out links to these trailers a minute ago. Then the nerds was talking about this. It was just encrypted, and you don't get your key until the day of, until they're actually supposed to release it
tonight.
So people have these, and then I guess if you're a whiz enough, you can find a way to get the content. They're sending it to them. You know what I mean? Like they have it. They're just not getting the key until they're supposed to have it. If you're smart enough, you could probably get through it.
Supposedly the trailers got sent out in the rumor mill. These 10 people at least have been fired from Marvel Studios. Now this is in the rumor mill. Of course, the trades aren't talking about this. It's just in the rumor mill. Apparently these trailers got sent to the theaters. They were supposed to get the encryption codes at midnight, and they did. But at midnight, that very next day, that Steve trailer leaked. Now the Thor trailer has not officially leaked. The audio has leaked. Still images have leaked. The audio, or not the audio, the theme for the X-Men has leaked. Now, I don't think that these leaks are... At first I thought, oh, somebody's getting fired. I don't believe anybody got fired. I think that this is just a rumor out there that somebody made up. I think that these leaks have been intentional by Marvel Studios to kind of probably gauge the audience to see where's the audience thinking? What are they thinking about? Steve coming back, Because in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and maybe it's because I've known this. We on here on this, doing this, we've known this stuff for a while. We've known Steve's coming back. We've known Chris Evans is donning the role of Captain America again. I don't know if it's because I knew that information, but that trailer was as poo-poo as the Supergirl trailer, in my opinion. Now,
you know how they
got the normies hyped for sure. You said, do I know what?
I was going to say how they should have. I don't think they should have done this 3 trailer thing, because I think they're trying to lull people to sleep to shock them with the actual trailer. People are going to check out. I think they should have put whatever they plan to show with Doom on the back half of Tony's part. Right? Show Steve happy with his new baby in the house with Peggy, and then show Doom, show the dread, show the problem, show the stakes. Because coming in cold off of a guy we haven't seen since 2019, it's like, all right, well, I mean, that's cool. Or not, no, 2018, excuse me. When did Endgame come out? Was that 19 or 20?
2019, yeah, 2019.
19.
And that was his end too. That was the end of his story.
That was it. Yeah, so it's like we're first of all, we're coming in cold on Doom. We're coming in Doom on our antagonist. Most of the stuff we're gonna have to learn about his motives, why we're even here fighting him, we're gonna have to learn out of the movie. So why not use the trailers as a bridge? We sure as hell haven't used the movies. Probably should have been using our films to do that. But
that was the rumor that they said that's what these trailers were supposed to be. And again, I don't know. I am only going off of what is being said out there. If these 3 trailers are supposed to connect and tell some story, and that's what's been out there, I don't know how that first minute, 25 seconds, how is that supposed to tell a story? It's just telling us Steve's back. What's the next story? Because
which we all could have guessed
is Thor. Now that Thor one, the leaked audio is pretty tough. I'll say that. The dialogue Thor has is pretty tough.
What does he say?
The still images. He's just praying to Odin. He's praying to Odin. We from the context, a lot of people are thinking they've maybe fought Doom already, or maybe something has catastrophically happened because he's praying to Odin to let him just live long enough to see this whole thing through.
A customer sent me a thing that said that there were going to be 4 teasers. The first one was going to be December 18th. The second one was going to be the 25th. The third one was going to be January 1st. And the fourth one was going to be January 8th.
That's correct.
The first one was going to be Steve. The second one was going to be Thor. The third one was going to be Doom. Then the last one was going to be like, I guess, for the actual movie.
Yes, and I only know that just because the 8th is my birthday, and I'm like, okay, so we get the proper trailer on my birthday.
And now I read something on, I think it was Twitter. They said that, and I really hate this because, unlike Darius, I'm not a spoiler. I really like being like surprised when I go to the movies, but I know this is our culture, what we're in these days, so it just is what it is. But they said that the movie is going to have something to do because Steve has a kid now, Thor has a kid. And something, how did they tie it in with Doom? I don't know if it had something to do with Franklin or whatever, but that's going to be like the narrative through there about like parenthood.
Do you want to know what the deal is with that or not? Because I can say what I think I know.
Well, I mean, if you're just speculating, sure, why not?
So Doom, because of Steve's traveling and going back and living with Peggy and having that son, he ends up causing an incursion in Doom's universe that causes him to lose his family. And his son, potentially, allegedly, was Franklin Richards. And so that's why you see, or not Franklin Richards, I guess it would be Franklin Von Doom. But you that's why you see at the end of Fantastic Four, he's sitting there and he's kind of ogling Franklin like he's enamored with him or whatever, because that is his son from his universe.
Oh.
The whole conflict is supposed to come down between back to Cap and Tony. I will see. We'll see. But the way that it's kind of been explained and things like that, like the leaked trailer, full trailer description. If that is the full trailer description that is coming out on the 8th, that's the trailer to see. These little character 25-second character trailers, I think that's just to be like, okay, look, the regulars are back. We're not doing She-Hulk. We're not doing Moon Knight. Please come back. I think that's what it is. It's one of those, and then you're gonna get the proper trailer. So, but the description of the proper trailer seems pretty cool.
I think the best trailer ever cut was for Infinity War, and that's what I'm expecting from that teaser that comes in January. We're still 11 months out from it. Like we're so far out from it that the Russos today on their Instagram page posted this. Clock. 11 months, 29 days, 23 hours, and that was what they had today for us here. It's a long ways away, and if they're not going to give us super information and it's just teasers, Chris Evans, or I should say Steve Rogers is there. Teaser, Thor just talking teaser, just Doom, and then we'll finally build up to an actual trailer. I'll take it because we're so far from the movie. I don't want excitement yet, but I do want a punch. Like 4 months out from the movie, I want a trailer, and not now. Like this is actually pretty early. What you guys want to do?
But why?
I'm not going to be too judgmental. Huh?
Why did they take the very first thing that we see from this movie is them spoiling that Chris Evans comes back, because he already did the Andrew Garfield thing where somebody asked him, we hear they're filming Avengers Doomsday right now. Like, how does it feel to not be on the set or whatever? He's like, oh, well, I'm sure they're going to be doing a good job or whatever. It kind of feels like you're left out at a party or whatever.
You call it a spoiler, though? You call it a spoiler? I'm calling it selling movie tickets. People need to see that this character is there so they come back, because they haven't been coming to Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, all the other movies that are not doing as well as they should be doing. So it's not a spoiler, and he didn't tell the truth then because it wasn't time to. Now it is time to. He's got a whole year. He'll be part of the marketing, unlike Andrew Garfield, who wasn't. He will be there doing the couches, and you have to.
Yeah, would they not get that from the fourth trailer? Like, we don't think that the only time we're going to see Steve in the teasers or the trailer is going to be the little holding the baby scene. Like, he's obviously going to be in the action stuff too. So it's not like that was incumbent of you to show first. So now, if you leave with the big, action filled doom this, doom that, explosion here, explosion there, incursion trailer first, and then you piecemeal people, at least you got people's excitement up, and now we're like, oh shit, no, I want it more than that. Or better yet, because we're so excited from that first trailer, now we're fine-tooth combing the Steve video. We're fine-tooth combing the Thor video to try to find Easter eggs, to try to find things that are left behind, because
they're not worried about us.
Smaller.
The fine-tooth combers, we're there or we're not there already. Like
I don't think it's nearly as enthusiastic as it used to be.
It's the ones who don't make YouTube videos about Marvel and DC and superheroes who they really need to tell that Steve Rogers will return at Avengers Doomsday.
I'm excited for Doomsday. Well, let me put it this way. I'm excited for the curiosity of what is going on with Doomsday. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The hearing Thor's audio was exciting because I really like Thor, and seeing those still images of him in that costume is beautiful. But I still don't see and maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I've been moving, maybe it's my timeline, I don't know. I still don't see the excitement from the overall people.
People are calling it desperate. They're calling it desperate. They're saying this is desperate. And you know what the normies are doing? The normies are doing what normies do. They're complaining about stuff that they didn't support while it was here. Oh, you're going away from the Young Avengers. You're going away from Sam. You're going away from Cheer. What about all the people you were doing in Phase 4 and 5? There was all the folks that you weren't watching.
The normies don't need to be excited until the week before the movie comes out. Like, that's when marketing is really going to pick up. You don't need to excite the normies 12 months in advance, but you can put out there that the character we all love, the second main character of Marvel, is going to be back in the movies, and it's an Avengers movie with the Avengers music playing. That's all the normies need.
If this trailer on the 8th is everything it's been described to be in the little leaked description, I think that's going to get people excited. I think then people will probably start talking. It's supposed to be an action-filled trailer.
Is that when the Super Bowl is, or
No.
is that no?
Super Bowl is February.
Oh, it's February. Okay, I thought it would be showing.
They said Spider-Man, the trailer for Spider-Man might come out around February, or it might come out Christmas. I think Sony's probably just going to go ahead and do it Christmas Day. But then again, it's Sony. They may say, we really don't give a damn that everybody's already seen the trailer. We're still going to put it out in February. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I saw the Spider-Man trailer, I thought, no, that's because I saw part 1. I was like, that's fake. But then when I saw part 2, and it had scenes from behind the scenes, from some of the behind the scenes photos we had seen and things like that, I was like, oh no, this is real. Who let this ball drop? Because I'm surprised not a lot of people are talking about that trailer more. That trailer was exciting.
I didn't get most of the visuals for that one.
I'm actually starting to believe the Jean Grey theory, that she is Jean in Spider-Man.
Why?
The trailer itself, the dialogue. Why would Shothra, which I don't know who this character is, I wasn't privy to Shothra until the rumors. Why would this character, whose only relevance is with the Web of Life and Destiny, her lines to Spider-Man in that trailer were, if you don't stay out of my way, it's not just going to be your friends and family that forget who Spider-Man is. Shothra doesn't have that power. What power? How does she? What?
Well, if she kills him, everybody forgets about him. And also, what do Jean Grey got to do with cocoons? What does she have to do with cocoons?
Well, to be fair, in X Factor, I think it was in the 80s, 86, when there was an issue in, I think it was X-Men 101, where the X-Men were in outer space, and the ship that they were in, they were crashing back on Earth, and the shield was disintegrating. So Jean Grey used her powers to protect the spaceship, and that's when the Phoenix entity grafted onto her. So what had happened, though, nobody knew this, is that the Phoenix entity became Jean Grey, but Jean's body was in a cocoon in the Hudson River. And then in X Force or X Factor, I think it was it was fantastic. It happened in an issue of Fantastic Four where they found the cocoon and they opened it and Jean was inside. So
do I think Marvel's going to go the comic knowledge deep? Absolutely not. But that's
I'm about to say that's digging into a bag right there, boy.
That could be a great explanation. I just don't think that they're going to do that, but that's a great, comic knowledge. I think I'm just going off what Kevin Feige said too. He said within the next few, and it hasn't happened yet, within the next few Marvel films, we're going to start having the mutants piece fed to us. We're going to see certain mutants showing up that are going to be a part of the MCU's mutant saga. Jean, why she would show up in Spider-Man has always been one of my questions, but after that trailer that leaked, I don't believe she's Shothra. On top of that, why would Shothra be in Secret Wars? What does Shothra have to do with Secret? Again, I don't know this character. All I know is that she has an attachment to the Web of Life and Destiny. What does that have to do with Secret Wars?
Okay, and I'll play devil's advocate and I'll repose you a question. Why Jean Grey to be the first mutant by herself interacting with Peter Parker? What's the connection there? Why would it be Jean? Why not someone who's his age, like Bobby Drake, who's probably in school right now, or what I mean?
Maybe Amy Pascal chose her.
They get it. That's a part of Sony's contracts. They get a big. I think it's two big characters. That's why you got Tony.
They already got the Hulk and Punisher. How many more are they gonna get?
They said 3 this time.
No, we want 3.
Yeah, I don't really know if she's Jean or not. I'm just starting to lean more into the believing that she really might be Jean over this shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% on any of them. I feel like, shit, by sitting here talking to y'all, it could be either one. Now, I was leaning Shothra because of the cocoon stuff, and I didn't take the line of I'll make everybody else forget that you're Peter Parker too, as I'll wipe everybody's mind. That don't even sound like Jean Grey. That don't sound like a Jean Grey. That sound like the Phoenix.
I said the same thing. I said, because when I first heard it, I said, why would Jean threaten Peter like that?
And then if it's a mutant, it makes 1,000% for it to be Firestar over Jean Grey. If we're talking mutants, if we're gonna start out with a mutant that's connected to Peter Parker, a redhead, unless we're just trying to do Jean Grey for shock value, which I also understand.
Well, see, I think you're overlooking something, because now that Darius mentioned that the Web of Life and Destiny was involved in this, I think they're just setting this all up for a Madam Web 2.
Oh, God.
Stop. Cut it out. Cut it out.
I really was ready to what's he going to say this time?
Yeah, I was hanging on to it.
That's what it is.
And see, and that's another thing, another point, another really good point that was made about the whole Web of Life and Destiny and Shathra thing. Why would Marvel want to attach anything? Now, I'm not saying the Web of Life and Destiny is not in it, but why would they want any attachment to Madam Web? The failure that was Madam Web.
Well, see, the beauty of it is that this film is already too stuffed to dig too deep into that, and by the time that they'll have time, they'll be on the Secret War, so they literally don't have to address it any deeper than that's where this character that's this character's thing. But they don't have to go into it and explaining the history of it, because we'll be moving on in due time. The Secret to Battle World. We're not concerned with the backstory of Shathra that much. If that's
and not only that, but I think there's this thing that Marvel feels like most Americans, when they're told that not to do something, then they're going to double down and do it anyway. So everybody up until that point, like with, for instance, in Endgame, they actually referred to Thor: The Dark World. That was up until that point, that was the worst out of all the Marvel movies at that point. And they doubled down and they said, you know what? This matters. We're going to tie all this into this movie that everybody hates. So I can see them trying to do something with, bringing all that stuff in and making Madam Web a thing. But then again, it's not. No, that's actually even Sony too. Well, no, Sony. Yeah. So no, Sony would do something like that because they still want to get their universe popped off with the villain universe.
And just try to snake Dakota Johnson in the back door.
Yes.
We're done with that. Now that I think of it, like there's no Sony movie that they've got coming up that is not Spider-Man.
Nah, Craven was the end. Thankfully, mercifully, that was.
It's got to be Miles, man. They need to find a way to put Miles in this movie. The hell with the Shathra. You got to find a way to put him in, at least Secret Wars, if not Doomsday. You gotta get him in there, because
wait a minute,
why waste this opportunity if you're going to live action Miles?
Marcus, when this thing happened, when Marvel sold the movie rights to Spider-Man in the 90s, Miles did not exist. So I know obviously they did the animated movie, the Spider-Verse movies, but that's part of, because Miles is a derivative of Peter, but he's his own separate character though. He's his own separate entity. He's not like Peter Parker from Earth, like 32C or whatever.
Right. He's not a variant of
exactly.
Peter Parker. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So why would Sony own the rights to a character that had not been created yet?
I'm just going off of what they said. Like,
no, but it's what I'm saying.
They're working on the live action Miles. So if that's the case, why wouldn't that be the character that you be positioned to put next to Peter and Steve and Tony, just like you got done in Civil War with Peter in the first place?
Right. No, but see, I'm tying it in because in the 2015-2016 Secret Wars, the one that Jonathan Hickman wrote, that event existed solely for two reasons. One, to get rid of the Fantastic Four, because the misogynistic, racist bigot that was in charge of Marvel at the time didn't want the Fantastic Four promoting the Fantastic Four movies. And two,
Kevin Feige wasn't in charge at that time.
Right, Ike Perlmutter was. And two, to bring Miles over into the 616.
Right, yeah.
So if Secret Wars is the second movie, they can use that to bring Miles
Secret Wars.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like Spider-Man is the one where they have the leverage, though, right? Like, this is the one where they can kind of be like, no, the character we want to marry into your MCU this time is Miles. So to even if you know you have plans on getting them in there for Secret Wars, that makes this an even better opportunity to introduce them, so that it's not just all on Secret Wars for his introduction. That makes him feel like an Elektra cameo if he's only in Secret Wars for like 5 minutes of screen time,
But we did get Spider-Man in Civil War, and it was good then. And also the other thing,
he was a key part of that too, though. Like, he was a big piece of that movie.
And the other thing is, though, like I said, I mean, I don't know the legalities of it, but I mean, it's clear, like, obviously Sony has some sort of a, like, I don't know why Sony owns Miles because he wasn't a character. He didn't exist then.
He didn't exist, yeah.
But why?
Spider-Man.
Do you think that's why they don't give him a name? He's a popular character, and as long as they keep calling him Spider-Man, they take ownership of him. Damn.
I think that's bad branding because they did the same thing with Gwen.
No, it's terrible branding. But again, as long as they keep the name, then you can't take it.
Amy Pascal said that Miles ain't coming until they're done with their. Well, the wording was the MCU. I'm kind of paraphrasing. The MCU can't touch Miles until they're done doing what they're doing with Miles. So we won't see him.
What does that mean? Listen, Pascal. Look. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
I'm with it because Tom Holland is not in his 40s. There's a lot more that can be done with Peter Parker. And I don't want secondary for Miles Morales. And I want a big enough age gap for the mentorship to happen. And I don't want to pre-launch Miles Morales to failure. I want him to be set up to succeed. So if we got a Miles Morales in this movie, I'd say, what? They're 10 years apart? Or maybe 12, 13? That's not big enough. Like we can wait on Miles. Let's do Miles when we can have back-to-back Miles movies where we can not have to. Oh, no, it's Peter's turn. Peter's still the active Spider-Man. Peter's still doing his thing. When Tom Holland gets way too expensive, then we can kill off the character and go with Miles. But there's still more to give and more to watch from Peter Parker with Tom Holland.
Two things. Number one, how old is Tom Holland as Spider-Man right now? Like Peter Parker in the MCU. How about approximate age? How old is he?
20 something. I don't know.
Well, he's in college.
Like young 20, maybe 23, 24, maybe not even that old. Like maybe like 22, 23.
Yes.
So yeah. I feel like a 13-year-old Miles still kind of gives you that age gap enough where it's a legitimate mentorship. Like, yeah, Peter's still young, but he's relative to where Miles is in his process of becoming a hero. He still has a lot to give him. I think the age
make is Miles 13.
Right. I mean, if you're saying start him out so that he can have multiple movies to build up, then that's
going to be very hard.
Him an adolescent.
That's going to be extremely hard to cast a 13-year-old. You don't know if he's done growing yet. A 13-year-old acting capability.
I mean, that's the complications of getting child actors, though. If you're going to get a child that's a young adult, his body is going to change in between the first and second movie. It's unavoidable.
No, people stop growing by the time they get into their late teens.
Men don't stop growing until they're like 21 years old. Like adult men don't stop growing until they're like 21. So in between,
you stop growing 13, at 21.
I would say I topped out at height around my 20s, my early 20s.
Oh, my bad. I guess, yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You also have to think too. Tom has already publicly expressed he's not doing this forever. Now he could just be saying that money talks, bullshit walks. But he's talked about having a family. Him and Zendaya have talked about wanting to have, settle down and do this. I mean, I don't think that she's stacking movie after movie after movie to be like, hey, let's do another one. I think they're stacking that paper so they can sit the fuck down.
It's working in the video games too, right? Like they didn't have to make Peter an old man for the dynamic to work between him and Miles. It's working there. Now it's not a one-to-one to film, but the dynamic itself works pretty well within the video games, and it's a similar age difference, about 10 years.
But see, the question is, when is Tom Holland going to stop looking like he's 19 years old?
Yeah.
That too.
We have a super chat. Let's check it out.
Fly as an eagle, fresh out of Philly. Yeah, I still rep the city. Mirrors on the wall, worth $500 million.
Chris Evans was better as Johnny than Cap. Facts.
Nah.
He just wanted me to say facts as I read it. No, you're the only one faxing that fact.
Nah, I liked him as Johnny Storm, but not better than Steve.
No, not better than Steve.
Nope.
Yeah, I saw A lot of people complaining about Sam. Oh, so Sam's not gonna get to be Cap.
Oh, darn it!
Y'all should have went and seen Brave New Captain, Brave New World. Y'all should have went to go see it.
Yeah,
it wasn't a good movie though. So I mean, it's not like I'm complaining over something that got ignored. It should have been ignored. But if you this upset about it, maybe you should have seen it a 6th, 7th, 8th time.
Was that all you were gonna say about it, Darius? That you saw people upset that Sam Wilson's Cap is being overshadowed?
Yeah, basically. I think it's funny. I mean, because didn't we say this? Didn't a lot of people all say like, if the rumors are true and Chris Evans is coming back, what the fuck is Sam? Why is he out? Why does he have the shield? I mean, everybody's been sharing all these comic panels of Steve telling Sam, but you are Cap. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. That's in the comics though. Like that. This is the MCU. We are far past the time of understanding that the comics are not the MCU. Steve is going to get in there and people are going to be like Captain Falcon, and that's going to be his name for real, for real.
Anthony Mackie's getting paid $2 million for this movie, and Chris Evans is getting $2 million per minute.
I wonder if he's getting more than Mackie.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely. You know he is.
That's hilarious. That's
Absolutely.
That is funny.
But it's inevitable. Like, as soon as I saw the end of Endgame giving the shield off to Sam, I'm like, all right, you are secondary. This isn't true representation that I'm seeking. And it's nice to, like, you know, for the years to pass, and that Chillmonger guy on YouTube is telling the truth that they don't really care. They don't know how to do representation. Earlier, Mike, you were talking about that racist bigot who was in charge of Marvel, and I joked, no, Kevin Feige wasn't in charge yet. I know you were talking about Ike Perlmutter, but Kevin Feige has failed at representation because he did it the wrong way for like each movie. He didn't launch Blade. He didn't, you know what happened with Wakanda Forever. He killed the greatest black character in the history of ever. We know, like, what Ironheart, we saw, you know, what she was up to. There's, like, he's gonna tell himself, well, I did these characters and people didn't show up. I did Captain Marvel, so where's the women representation? You demoted her by taking her title off of the name of the movie. Like, she's not like Iron Man, who gets a 1 in Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. You called it The Marvels afterwards. You thinned it out. You weren't doing representation properly. So this is.
He said you cut the dope. You can't cut the dope, but so many ways.
Yeah, this is them reaping the rewards, but then also they're gonna learn the wrong lesson, unfortunately, and it sucks. Like, they're gonna look at Wonder Man perform badly and go, oh, you know, listen, bro, we tried with the representation stuff, and I'm gonna be like, and make a YouTube short about it.
Well, see, you had me with all of those examples except for Captain Marvel. The only reason they titled Captain Marvel 2 as the Marvels is because, one, they had 2 additional characters who had the same power set that basically came from the same whatever, and 2, because of the fans who apparently don't like Brie Larson because she breathes. So why would you want to title something Captain Marvel 2 to just inspire more hatred?
She's a little antagonized. She's a little testy.
But I got you with the other examples, right? All right.
No, you got me with the other ones. Although with Wakanda Forever, to be honest with you, there was no body. That's all I got to say about that.
That's enough for tonight. Thanks for joining the Pantheon stream. We'll be back next week.
Oh, and also they're doing a Wonder Man series. Well, not a series, but a 5.
Let's not even talk about it. Let's not even talk about it.
I have to ask, what skin color is the Wonder Man comic book? Is it old traditional or new explanation for why he looks like Yahya Abdul-Mateen?
He's non-melanated.
Chillmonger was right. Part 7.
But see, we haven't seen what they're gonna do with the TV show yet. Although he is Simon Williams, though, so I mean, all right. But again, it's not gonna be the same. Again, it's not gonna be the same as the comic books. Who knows? Who knows? I'll wait to see it.
I'll wait to pirate that comic book.
There's gonna be no Zemo, no love triangle
Yeah.
No Vision and Wanda, right? Yeah.
Grim Reaper. Yeah, none of those characters are going to be there. So this is a different. It's a different.
Y'all, do you guys remember when Wonder Man's little sigil thing was underneath the house in one of the pre-rolls of WandaVision? And everybody theorized that Wonder Man was going to have some connection to Wanda. What the hell happened to all of that? How did we end up with Trevor Bowery in the fake Mandarin in this TV show where he's an actor trying to play Wonder Man? How did we get here?
Well, that was Shane Black who did the whole Mandarin thing. Outside of that, I don't know.
Who was it? They
Shane Black. Iron Man 3. Shane Black.
What is his name? Trevor in the.
Yeah, no. The director who also wrote the movie Iron Man 3.
Oh,
gotcha. He's the one that made the Mandarin Trevor. Yeah.
Got it. Gotcha.
That's his creation.
Yeah,
it was his boo-boo.
Yeah.
We good to go tonight? I'm good
All right,
to go.
folks.
Thank you for subscribe to Chillmonger. Subscribe to Planet Fanatics. Marcus's channel, Back of the Bus. Mike, your channel is Rogue Comics. You're not just a channel, you're a comic book shop. Find him in Bridgeport, Connecticut. That said, I spoke, you spoke. Who hasn't spoke yet?
Josh,
Hey, I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
I know.